Strap on your goggles, bitches. It's time for some pop goulash. How's it going, everybody? Another week, another podcast. I'm 2 months in, and I haven't missed a week this week, which is pretty damn impressive. So, sitting here in the Hood Cave today, I've got some people who have literally known me my entire adult life.
You're an adult?
Well, that could be said by some people. They tax me like an adult. So, but these guys that sit before me have been a pretty big influence on my life. I worked for them for 5 years. No, not him, the other one. I worked for him for 5 years while I was in college, and have remained pretty good friends with them throughout the time that has passed, actually. One of them was actually on an early episode of the podcast, but we had to scrap the episode because we didn't know what we were doing, and his audio didn't show up at all. So, the other is a curmudgeonly old bastard, and I love him well. And the other one is just too goddamn tall for his own good, and he needs to stop being so fucking tall. And he also cried because we sold a Smashing Pumpkins disc out from underneath him.
I was wondering when that was going to come up.
But then again, in all fairness, he was like fucking 12 at the time. So, but here before me, I have the Kiss the Sky crew. I've got Steve Warrenfeltz.
Howdy, folks.
Michael Messerschmidt.
Good evening.
And Matt Warrenfeltz.
Hello.
So how does it feel to be stuck within a Warrenfeltz sandwich there? To be the meat between the buns, if you will.
Some pretty big buns to fill there, let me tell you.
So this year, the store is celebrating its 23rd anniversary, yeah?
It's our 22 and a half years, right, Mike?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were actually, we opened on Matt's birthday, December 6th, 1996. So the previous century.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you look at it that way, think about it that way. Long time ago.
Yeah, buddy.
Just interject anytime you want to.
Isn't December 6th a day that will live in infamy?
You being the World War II historian that you are.
Oh, wait, I was one day off. It's December 7th.
Yes.
Okay.
You suck, Mike.
Well, they were thinking about it on the 6th.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just like we were thinking about.
Just trying to inflict a
on the
little
6th.
knowledge upon this dumbass crew here.
Well, keep trying. So, but yeah, so you guys have been in business a long time. And that's saying something.
Smoke and mirrors, Ruben. Smoke and mirrors.
See, which is different because when I worked for you, it was smoking in the bathroom.
Well, that's exactly what some guy once said at a dinner party out in Elburn one day to his mom and dad. They said, anything you ever wanted to get, just ask Mike. You can get anything you want at Mike's restaurant, including Alice.
And it was the furthest thing from the truth.
Right? Because Vinny was the one that was always holding.
Vinny
so.
was.
Well, yeah, and Mike's the straightest guy on the planet.
Really?
Right.
You know?
The dear
Right.
departed Vinny.
Yeah, actually, I've got a piece of Vinny original art up there. The
You got to bring it closer, Ruben, because we can't see that far anymore.
But Vince gave that to me.
The
In my
egg.
going away party.
Yeah.
My son Kevin, who was an employee of the store, has a Vinny paperweight.
Yeah, he
Yes.
gave that to me as a going away present the
That's
night that
so
I
cool.
Yes, he was, yeah.
I stopped going to the store. So just a little.
Yeah, explain to the audience
Yeah.
who Vinny was.
So to kind of give you guys a backstory, Vince Peckett was an employee at Kiss the Sky. He started when he was like 14 years
I
old.
think you're right, 14.
And he was our racks guy. So he would come in, he would organize all the CDs and all the vinyl and just basically be a quiet force unto himself.
He's a great guy.
And unfortunately, 2 years passed now? 3?
I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago, he passed away, rather tragically, actually. So, and I think he was, 30, 34, something like that. He was super young.
Yeah, he had to have been about 32, 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was older than I am, isn't he?
Not by much.
'Cause I'm
A year or
34.
two.
Oh, yeah, you might be right, yeah. See, that's another thing, folks, when you get up there in our age bracket, the memory, you just don't remember details like that like you once did. But yeah, I think you're right. Vinny was probably 35 years old.
Yeah.
Ish.
So yeah, he passed away a few years back, and then it was kind of a strike for the family too, for us. You know, I mean, obviously for his family as well, but you know, that was kind of the first one that was.
Yeah, I think he's
passed.
the only member of the Kiss the Sky family that has passed away.
Yeah.
Since we opened.
Yeah.
Would you like to relay your Vinny story?
Which one?
Sunday afternoons.
Oh yeah. I used to work with Vince on Sunday afternoons, and actually it was on a Saturday night, I think, because I think Steve was working that night with me, which was odd because Steve barely worked Saturday nights, and Mike never fucking worked.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Stop it.
He never worked. But one day, this kid comes in. He's like, "Hey, man, is Vinny working today?" I'm like, "No, man, he's got today off. He's always got the best shit." I'm like, "What?" Like, Vince was so quiet. You would have, and unassuming, you would have never known. But he was like, he had the best weed ever. Like, seriously. So it just came down to it that one of the other guys, Nick, stopped. He quit the store to pursue living in his mom's basement, I guess. And whatever, fuck him. And
I want to clarify something here. Ruben said that Vince had the best weed. That's Ruben's opinion. Mike and I have no way of knowing what weed is good weed or bad weed because we didn't do weed. So that was Ruben's opinion.
in what fucking
endorse employees of smoking or using
get a little closer there, Matt.
weed?
Yeah, we absolutely not.
And nobody out there get the idea that we were selling out of the store.
No,
Yeah,
never,
'cause we
never selling out of the
absolutely were
store.
not.
No, I was
Absolutely not.
I for as much as I partook, I never ever condoned that at all. So don't come to Kiss the Sky looking for a hookup. You're not going to find one.
Hey, have you seen the I think Mike turned me on to this, actually, the Don Nelson interview. Don Nelson, the former basketball coach of the Golden State Warriors, and he was an ex-basketball player.
Yeah, his daughter was an English teacher at my junior high school, and he brought the Golden State Warriors to our gym to do a pass around.
What?
Yeah. His daughter had him come to our school and used our gym as a warm-up gym before they went to go get their asses kicked by the Bulls. So I was in
That's
eighth.
awesome.
Yeah, I was in
Is
eighth
that
grade.
the time when the Bulls were still kicking ass.
Oh yeah. This was 92, 91,
Oh, yeah,
92.
Yeah, they were kicking booty.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, in that interview, he's retired now, and he was on a 3-person panel, and one of the reporters asked them all, "What have you been doing since retiring from basketball?" And the first one they asked was Coach Nelson, and he's sporting this little gray ponytail. He's looking like he's maybe a reject from a Grateful Dead concert as opposed to an ex-basketball coach, and he goes, "Oh, well, I living in Hawaii, I've been smoking a lot of weed." And everybody cracked up. But then he qualified, and he goes, "No, wait, now I want it to be known that I never smoked when I coached, and I never smoked when I play basketball. So I want to reiterate that Mike and I, we never smoked weed while we were selling records at the store, and we would not condone that. So absolutely not."
Bunch of squares. So yeah. Anyway, so
We weren't so square in college.
yeah, right.
Steve and I ran into Vinny. Back to Vinny. We ran into Vinny at Bonnaroo. Of all the hundreds of thousands of people, Vinny used to go sell his wares there. Oh, he used to go sell his pipes.
Yeah, his
and
pipes.
such.
Yeah, he would
And
sell his
glassware.
Yeah, because he was.
Glassware.
That's
Glassware. He was a glass blower.
And out of
Yes.
the whole hundreds of thousands of people there, who do we run into but Vinny?
yeah.
And the only Bonnaroo we ever went to, right?
Yeah.
The only Bonnaroo,
It was,
and
yeah.
there's
It was
Vincent.
2005. Yeah.
It was great to see him and run into
Yeah.
him, but it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he made a lot of money at working.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah. I ran into the last time I actually saw him out in the wild was I ran into him at a fish show up at Alpine Valley again, selling his wares,
Yeah.
and that was the last time I saw him.
Well,
So
Good guy.
Yeah,
Good
great
worker.
guy.
Oh,
Paid
yeah.
the bins like nobody.
yeah, and
Yeah,
his,
he
every
goes there.
time he would work, his mom would bring in treats and
his
baked
mom,
goods.
the best
and,
cookie
yeah,
maker on the planet.
absolutely.
Other,
Sorry,
worker Amy and I used to get Vinny to do the Grateful Dead twirl dance on occasion.
I would have
It was,
paid money to
quite a
see
sight.
that.
I know. That was our form of entertainment.
Right.
Cheap
So
thrills at the record
Yeah,
store.
if we have a Hall of Fame for former employees,
Vince would definitely be in that.
Vince would be in the
Absolutely.
Hall of Fame. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So what would you say, like, so now what is it like to be a brick and mortar music retailer in the digital age? Where your Sam Goodies are gone. Your Tower Records are gone. Musicland is gone.
We have to go before midnight tonight, so I'm not sure that we could, Mike and I could, and Matt too, we could sit here and just...
That's okay. I got time to jaw, so.
Yeah, but, go ahead, Mike.
And plenty
Why
of
don't you
whiskey.
answer that one? You do the ordering.
Well, certain
And-
days, remember the old commercial? Some days it feels like the Maytag repairman. You're sitting there alone, but we have, we've got a pretty loyal following. We've got a pretty good customer base, a lot of repeat customers, and who seemingly like what our endeavors are.
All right, Mike. Like you're sucking a dick.
Oh, geez,
Like-
I wouldn't know about that. Tell me about that. Ruben.
Hey, you know what? There's a time and a place for everything, and it's called college. Just pretend you're Henry Rollins singing into the mic.
Really, is that bad? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you're flatlining.
Oh,
So-
okay. Yeah, I don't know. Loyal customer base. It's not just selling records and music. It's getting involved. We talk life. We talk everything in that store. We get to know our customers, and we don't treat them like customers. They're more like friends and such. Yeah. I don't know. We've cultivated that over 22 and a half years.
Yeah. So before we go any further, where can people find you guys? Like, what give your address
On
and
the
website.
internet.
Well, yeah, obviously on the internet.
Yeah.
After
But,
6 in my lazy boy.
but no, like just because.
GPS in your car, you can find us by punching in 180 First Street in Batavia.
All right, so that's where you got.
Yeah, we're Batavia, Illinois, not Batavia, Netherlands, or
Right.
wherever. But
There's a lot of
for
Batavians
those of
out
you
there.
listening to us out in Shanghai or Tokyo or Nepal, Tibet, Nairobi, where else do you get
Oh, we've had
People
some in Russia, South Korea.
Ruskies? Yeah,
Trump
Australia,
Australia.
Trumpland. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Russia. Sorry, folks.
You want to-
No, I don't have any political humor. But to get back to what you guys were saying before about, I think big part of also what's kind of kept the store going is there's been this wave of like kind of even a younger generation that's enjoyed the nostalgia of records and buying records. And that's kind of what's kept Kiss the Sky and then even some of the ones in Chicago going, because don't you hear all the time people traveling from all over just for records? It's kind of like the thing now, the
Yeah.
retro thing.
Which is funny because we used to have the Daryl and Chris would come in
which,
all the
by way,
time.
Daryl was he
Daryl
was
Yeah, that's what he-
surfaced.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you said
He
about
did.
a month
Yep,
ago
yep.
or 2 months
he
ago or
was
so.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
again. Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah, good to see him.
But he's
Yeah,
a
great to
hip hop
see
DJ, and he used to come in for hours just digging through
Yeah.
the bins, trying to find
He
samples
did.
of this and
He's
that
still
and the
buying
other.
records.
Yeah,
He was 16 years old when he first came into our
Yeah.
store. He worked at Target,
yeah.
right there in the mall.
Him and Chris, yeah.
Yeah, and him and Chris and Terrence, right? Those three guys kept us in the vinyl business. When nobody else was really buying vinyl, they were buying vinyl. But now, 90% of our business is vinyl today, whereas back when we first started, maybe it was 3% or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, we were so fearful that this was going to be early on. It was just going to be like a little hipster fad,
Mm-hmm.
and but then I don't know. Record Store Day did a lot to really get the ball rolling.
So for
on.
those out there who might be uninitiated, what exactly is Record Store Day?
Really, there's one Saturday out of the year, typically the second week in April. It's second or third week in April. I think it's the 13th this year.
Yeah, this
I
year is
think
the
so.
13th because of
And what
Easter.
it is an international celebration of the remaining independent music stores. And on that day, you'll see hundreds of limited releases available. That limited pressings anywhere between. I saw one today on the new list, 175 copies. Up to,
What is it?
it was some art ensemble out of Chicago, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the larger releases, it'll be like maybe 4,000 or 5,000. That'll top it out. But once they're gone, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Steve and I have always said it's kind of a bittersweet day for us, and the fact that it's a great day for the store.
All right, would you pull the mic away from you?
Oh, geez.
Nobody can hear you.
Okay. it's a great day for the store, but then we know it's a bittersweet kind of thing because a lot of people come in just to buy it and then shop it out on eBay for exorbitant prices.
Right.
So, but it's a great day. It really is.
Yeah.
We always make a party out of it. Generally, there's live music and.
Well, you guys usually have a line out the door hours before
Well, the first people line up the evening before. Typically, they'll line up at about 5 or 6 o'clock the evening before, spend the night.
fucking psychos, man.
Really?
It's like, look, the
It's a good
Dead are
thing.
not playing tomorrow. You don't have to worry about getting tickets. You can get in the door.
It's really akin to when back in the 70s when you would buy your tickets for a concert,
Yeah.
right, at Ticketmaster or whatever, and weeks ahead of time people would be lining up for a Led Zeppelin concert or the Eagles or whatever it may be. So it's similar to that. And Mike and I certainly have partaken in the staying in line for concerts some that never even happened. And in fact, I did when I was in college, there was a rumor going around that Led Zeppelin was going to play at U of I, and I had heard about that rumor like before most anybody. I was the third person in line, and we had people rotating in for a week.
Oh my God!
Because you had to maintain your presence, right, 24 hours a
Sure.
day. And so for a week we were waiting in line. I was third in line, and then of course it was a rumor.
Jesus!
And, when we found out it was, I never did that ever again.
Right.
That was it. Done.
Wait for those confirmations before you start.
But that's what
lining
Record
up.
Store Day is like.
Yeah. Well, for sure. For sure.
To some people,
Well, I think you guys too at Kiss the Sky, they kind of take it to like the level that it should be as far as you make a whole party out of it. You do a whole event. It's not just come in and get this limited release. It's like come in and just celebrate local music, or I'm sorry, like independent record stores. And,
they're celebrating the local music by having local
yeah.
musicians play.
Yeah, well, exactly, too. Yeah, bringing in local musicians and stuff, but just doing a big thing. It's not just hey, come in and get these limited releases kind of thing. So I think that's what kind of makes it even more special.
Right. And they do it in November as well on Black Friday.
Yes, Black Vinyl Friday.
Black Vinyl Friday.
Yep.
What's that, Mike?
I don't think the Record Store Day people like to use that terminology of Record Store Day on Black Vinyl. It's
No, they
black,
want.
yeah. It tends to water down the
Right.
the whole day.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do they like to
Releases
call
on
it?
Black Friday are supposed to spread the love throughout all the Christmas shopping season. So they don't like Black Friday to be referred to as Record Store Day number 2.
Yeah.
To us,
It's Record Store
it's
Day
Record
number
Store
2.
Day number 2.
It is.
Right.
Well,
Sorry,
there's
but
only about maybe 30% of the titles released as compared to Record Store
But
Day.
still, I
So
mean,
it's smaller.
But
you got people
stores
lining
like
up.
us, we need that day.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll do in that day what Steve will do in a month.
We do
it's
more on that
incredible,
day
yeah.
than any other month except for the month of December.
Yeah.
We
Really?
do more on that day
Oh, wow.
So
than
yeah,
any
it's-
month.
yeah.
So.
On Black Friday.
No, on
Record Store Day?
Record Store Day.
Right on.
Yeah, Black Friday is about 50% of what Record Store Day is.
Well, I remember when Black Friday was still Black Friday, back at the original location in Batavia.
Yeah.
Like, that was huge.
Well, you
was.
remember
It
midnight
was.
sales,
Oh,
right?
man,
we
I
don't
miss-
do midnight sales anymore.
Oh, why? Yeah.
So what impact has, the internet and buying online had on brick and mortar? There you go. That's a little thing. The
Yeah.
way we sell is different.
True.
What we sell is different.
Mm-hmm.
CDs, less than 10% of our business.
Wow.
Records, 90% of our business.
See, now, do you think that because of the albums, though, I mean, it just doesn't seem like musicians really have the rabid fan base like they did back in the day. Like, you don't have the 85...
I don't know that I...
The 30
Mike,
or
what
40
do you
people
think?
coming in, at midnight trying to get the new Dave Matthews Band album,
I think they may be ordering it from the Dave Matthews website.
getting it direct
Yeah,
from the
I think
artist.
they're still pretty rabid, but
Yeah.
in a different way. What do you
There's,
think, Mike?
I don't know. It's so splintered. There are just so many bands out there now. It just so much music. So, I think the fan base is still rabid for
Mhm.
but it's
I just use Dave Matthews as an example because
Well,
every
that's a
time
good
they put a
example.
release out,
Yeah,
we would
there's-
be having a midnight sale
We'd
for
sell
them.
450 copies
Easily.
at midnight or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Do you still have any
know?
of those Limp Biscuits left?
we do.
Why are you bringing that up?
Because I always got to bring it up.
Steve now has them at his house, the storage facility known as his house in Aurora. Yeah, we really blew that one, Ruben. You'll never fucking let us forget
I will
that, I tell
never.
you.
God, I can't remember
so
how
you
many
all
copies.
know
Hey,
what-
does anybody remember Fred Durst?
Yes,
Is
he's
he
still out
living?
there.
Really?
Yes.
I check the obits every day, and that guy's still fucking there.
So yeah, but no, they ordered. I can't even remember. Was it 250, 300 copies
Oh, it was
of
ridiculous. It was
chocolate
ridiculous.
starfish
You
and
know,
the hot
that
dog
was back
flavored
in the
water?
day, we were feeling our oats. It's like, oh man, we can really crank out the sales on this CD and the.
But then again, that
Stickers.
second album that they put out sold like crazy. So
Well,
I mean, we were only on the.
and you just, you know,
Well,
it's-
therein lies an example of how tough it really is to run an independent record store. I mean,
Well,
trying to predict how many of what to bring in, and that's what Mike does on a day in, week out basis. Trying to predict what to bring in and how many of those has been unbelievably daunting over the course of the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
He used to order of major titles 200 copies of something, 150 copies of something, and now we're struggling with, do we order one copy or 3 copies of something? I mean, it's
Right.
funny how this whole thing has changed.
Now, do you find more people trying to talk to you guys about it as a pre-order type situation, or is it just, hey, we're just going to order it and see what happens?
Our regulars are pretty good. Our hardcore regulars are pretty good about doing a pre-order because they know how we're pretty strapped as far as bringing in new releases. We
Sure.
really have to watch what we bring in, watch the old cash flow. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if we would set up more of an online presence to take pre-orders, I don't know if that would help things any. It's any pre-order I get certainly helps me.
Sure.
That's for sure. But then you get in situations where you pre-order it and then you have to take monies. People are advancing monies to
Oh,
you.
I know.
So
When I was working
Yeah.
for good old Corporate Goody, that's what we did. $3 down
Yeah.
payment, and you got yourself a CD.
yeah,
You paid the balance when you came in.
Mike asked for 150% down payment. None of this $3 stuff, man.
Well, Mike
Hey,
was
if they're
also
gonna-
asking $9
if
for a
they're gonna
used
take
CD.
my time to write up a slip, then that's worth 50% more.
And then maybe or may not call them.
Oh, I'll call 'em. I'll call 'em. Pick up
Once.
this album, or
Once.
I'll shoot your dog.
Once.
I think I'm still waiting on a Ryan Adams order I put in a few weeks ago.
A lot of people are waiting on. Nobody's waiting for Ryan Adams.
No,
believe me,
he
not
kind of shot
anymore.
himself right in the foot, didn't he?
Whoa. I just heard that they canceled his Ireland tour and UK tour.
Really?
Done.
Whoa,
Done.
man, it's a whole different world now.
Yeah, it is.
Man, it tells you
Yeah.
something,
Wonder
Wonder
Matt and I are big fans, but wow.
So look at the stuff, and we've been talking about this. Mike has really brought this up. Look at the stuff that Jimmy Page did
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
back in the day,
Yeah.
comparing that to what's going on now with Ryan Adams, and it's like, whoa, really?
Well, yeah,
People
Jimmy
ask
Page
me,
kept,
they know
kept
I'm
that 14-year-old woman in captive
Yeah.
right.
for like
Yeah.
2 years.
So
Yeah,
where is she? Why isn't she bringing this up
Oh, well.
and nailing him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which he should be nailed,
Right.
for that. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
that's off the subject.
Yeah.
so what would you guys say was the biggest? What would you say that over the course of the last 22 and a half years would be the biggest release that you guys have seen as far as sales goes? Or even just hype?
Biggest sales.
Yeah.
Boy, good question. I'm
Well,
going to defer to Mike.
I don't submit a list
I
of
can
questions
tell you What we
beforehand.
can sell all day as far. I could tell you what our number 1 and 2 or 3 record
Yeah.
sales are, and that's we could sell Pink Floyd, Dark
Today.
Side of the Moon,
Yeah.
all
Today.
day.
Yeah.
Right.
Beatles, Abbey Road. Those are the 2. Oh, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Those are the top
Really?
3
Rumors is
consistent
probably the biggest
sellers
vinyl.
as far as LP.
That's
now, As far
crazy.
as going back to
Yeah.
the day of CDs, wow.
Dave
Ooh.
Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews
Luther
used to
College.
sell-
I would say that the Tim
Yeah.
Matthews or the
Oh, wait.
What?
Oh,
Matt and I have a standing joke here.
Okay.
We almost had to shut the lights off the one day when we couldn't bring in Creed.
Oh, that's right.
And I believe Creed is what led to the Limp Bizkit fiasco.
I think
because we were fearful of running into another Creed situation where in the 11th hour before Christmas, when people are pounding on the door wanting Creed, and we could,
awesome.
we had to get a hold of it, but, you know.
So
Well,
it
if I
comes
recall-
out now.
I have a shameless promotion here for we have a signed and framed and matted Creed poster.
I was just going to say.
Whoa. Now,
that-
tell them why we have that.
I don't know why we have
Because
that.
you were the number one
We
retailer.
were the number one retailer of human clay
I don't know
Yeah.
if we should brag about that, but we were the number
It was
one
the
retailer
90s.
in the
Okay,
state of
okay.
Illinois. Yes.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So contact Steve
We're not proud of
at
that either, guys.
kissthesky.net if you want to make an offer on that piece of crap.
He might pay you to take it off of his hands. No, he won't.
Put that in your storage facility too.
I'm donating
in
it
his
to
house.
the venue.
Y'all got to try this.
Then you don't want it. Do I have to use the microphone to get another splash here?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Matt, would you mind opening this?
Yeah, Steve's been holding my guitar the entire time. It's his whoopee for the evening.
Yeah, it's my whoopee cushion.
Yeah,
my
you know what? We did
whatever.
well with ICP too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surprisingly, and that's what got you kicked out of
That's
your.
made us lose our lease back in 2006.
Yeah, but you know what? The ICP event, the Shaggy Two Dope event at the store is one of my most proud moments. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, you guys did everything
Did it
that you
well.
were supposed to do.
We did, and there were 700 juggalos that appeared. Whatever the number was, it was a lot. They filled the parking lot at what's that called, the Windmill
Windmill
Place
Shopping Center, yeah.
shopping center in Batavia, and the Batavia police congratulated us on what a well-run event we staged. And
if I
juggalos.
remember, the manager of the Jewel shopping market congratulated you too.
Yeah, he did.
Until a
And,
blue-haired pee-peed in her pants because some crazy kid in clown
I
makeup
think, gave
spooked
you
her.
the one finger salute and said that there would be legal action, right?
But the juggalos were coming up to Mike and I, giving us
They were.
hugs and asking us for pictures and taking autographs, and it was great.
Yeah.
I still have
Unfortunately, our
clown
landlord
makeup
did
on
not
my
think-
shirt from that day. Those hugs were just amazing. My fondest memory was looking out in the parking lot, and a group of juggalos were playing the old game of Rochambeau. And I tell you, that was entertaining. Watch a bunch of guys in a circle kicking each other in the nuts. I think it was over a can of Faygo. I can't remember.
Yeah, but then like 2 hours later, they're walking around the parking lot with black garbage bags, picking up the garbage that's in the parking lot. And the parking lot was cleaner after they left than it was before they came.
It's an inside thing, but Peter's going to kick your ass for that.
Yeah,
Remember
right.
Peter?
Oh, yeah. Didn't he
This
get...
guy?
He
Yeah.
showed up at the
He
store
was-
like a
he's
week
scarier
ago.
than ever.
Did he really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter was the maintenance man.
Loved his heavy metal.
Yeah, he was... Oh, Peter Canar?
No, Peter,
the
you
maintenance
had
guy
it,
of
the
the-
maintenance
Really?
guy,
He was a
yeah.
metal guy?
Yeah, he was a metal
Whoa.
guy. Yeah.
I would
I
have...
think he used to tear wings off of butterflies in his spare time.
Well, didn't you say that he also got caught...
I've never heard that. I love it.
Steve about to spit out his whiskey.
On the wings of a butterfly or something
yeah,
like
I'm
that.
gonna rip your fucking wings off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Matt's requesting the mic.
He's, but he wouldn't be the only kind of scary ass metalhead that we had in there over the
Oh,
years.
there was a
no.
cavalcade
Oh,
of
yeah.
weirdos that would come through our door.
Yeah,
There are lots. Let's.
but loyal customers.
Oh, yeah.
Like they would buy tons,
Mhm.
tons of metal.
One thing we've kind of noticed over the years is that metal guys don't buy new
right.
records.
They don't. They
Yeah.
pretty much don't.
They'll
Really?
stick to the basics of Metallica a little bit and Mastodon, and but pretty much not a record buying bunch.
Of the 10% of CDs sold in our store now, probably 80% of it is metal CDs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm probably exaggerating, but, making a point that
Sure.
a big percentage of the CDs that we sell are metal.
That's crazy.
Progressive, metal.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Never thought that.
Metal records, hard to come by.
True.
Well,
If they're not selling, why would they make them?
New. I'm talking original.
oh, the original
The
issues.
original
Yeah, that's
metal
impossible.
records are hard to come by,
Mm-hmm.
and they go for big bucks. So
Like early Metallica, Black Sabbath, stuff like that.
I was pricing a Megadeth record today for somebody, and the Megadeth record was like $80
What?
going on eBay for $80, and yeah, Megadeth
That's crazy.
album number 3, whatever that was,
Uh,
third one in the list.
yeah. Weird.
I sold a metal album the other day. Probably the best metal album I've ever. It was a Jethro Tull.
Like when Metallica won for the Black Album. I'd like to think
Come on,
we'd
they
like
won
to.
the award. Everybody knows that they won the Grammy for
We'd like
best
to.
heavy metal.
Well,
so
when Metallica came out, I'd like to think
every time I see
Jethro
a copy of
Tull for-
Aqualung, I think of a heavy metal.
we'd like to thank Jethro Tull for not releasing a record this year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Besides Ruben, who was and Matt here, who was the most memorable employee?
Oh God, what memorable in what sense?
Yeah. Right.
Lots of senses,
Talk about
whatever
longevity
sense.
or just
No, I'm just talking
memorable?
about when you think employees of Kiss the Sky, who would you like to run into?
Oh
and
man, we had
see
a-
what they were up to today.
Have to be Pa Phelps, right?
Steve's dad
Employee of
works.
the year.
Steve's dad works at the
Pa
store from
Phelps
time to
is
time.
still with us, so it's always a pleasure to
Ruben,
see
I'm going to ask you that question.
Ruben, yeah.
You know, it's always a pleasure when I run into Amy. So
Okay.
Amy is our drunk. So who wrote letters to who did the album Letters to My Sweetheart the Drunk? It's Jeff Buckley. That album was completely about Amy. But no, Amy's a sweetheart. She would have been here tonight, but she's got she's going
out of town.
Yeah, and she wanted to spend time with her family, which I understand.
Overrated.
Dude, I blew off a
We're here.
right? No, I actually ended up blowing off a what is it? Who was the band? Queens of the Stone Age when they were touring with Run the Jewels. I blew off the show because I was leaving the next day and I wanted to hang out with the family. I don't know what the hell's wrong with
Yeah, totally understandable.
So, but yeah, so
Mike
no,
and I thought about blowing off Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jeff Beck at the Circle campus.
Yeah, but we
whatever,
came to our senses and
but
didn't.
we went anyway. I think it was Kyle's
It was
birthday.
a party at
right?
your house.
Sorry, Kyle. Man, we had those tickets way in advance, and it was.
Was it Kyle's party?
I think it was.
Yeah. No, it was. You know what? It was. I think it was.
But we had scheduled that way before they scheduled the birthday party.
yeah, you know,
But we were at the birthday party for a good
15, 20 minutes.
No, we were there for half the party, and then we had to go.
I think when you look at the employees, though, you got to look at more like segments, right? Because there was like different eras. Of
Well, yeah, because
employees.
if you look at it through the eras of the original Batavia location,
right,
the Geneva location, and now the new Batavia location.
right, and you can even break it down a little bit more because even that first Batavia location, I think you have like
Well, there was 10 years
5
there.
Yeah, so you have like a 5-year period where you had Ruben, Amy, Nick, Jason, like that kind of group. Vinny.
That was a great run.
Right, that was the first run.
Yeah,
Adrian.
the first run. That was a great run.
Yeah, and then you go the second one. That's when you had Matt Anderson. I started working there more.
Buckley
was there.
How's Buckley doing? Do you still talk?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Buckley lives out by me and Aurora. He's married now.
Wow.
Yeah.
We all got old and started having kids.
Yeah. No, he's doing great. But yeah, I think that's kind of how you got to look at it. You can't look at like most memorable employee. You got to look at the different areas.
Well, not necessarily like most memorable. I think that does a disservice to everybody that
Right.
works there. But like, there's definitely been people that are like, "Damn, I remember that guy," or
I think somewhere Steve has a list of every employee that worked for Kiss the Sky, and what did it top out at 100 and
I was going to bring it tonight, and I forgot to print that out. But yeah,
I wouldn't
you're-
remember these people.
It's
I would
100.
not.
It's 100+ employees.
really.
Over the course of 22
Yeah.
years.
How many people though do you think that worked there for like 3 weeks and got tired of Mike and then just quit?
That's probably about
Of the
90% of them.
125, I could say 110.
I just remember the one in particular. There's this black girl that used to walk in. She wouldn't say a word to anybody. She'd start going through the bins, and she did this on a regular basis. I said to Steve one day, I said, "Who the fuck is she?" And Steve goes, "Well, she works here."
Well, we said that about Vinny for the
And
first
then-
couple years that Vinny worked there too.
I was a
And-
great communicator.
And then
Ronald Reagan,
she
you were not,
disappeared,
sir.
and I said, well, "Where's that girl?" She said, "Oh, she quit."
But yeah, there was Nick. I'd like to run into Nick though.
You have to go to his basement.
Yeah.
I think he's probably hanging upside down in his basement somewhere.
Nick was our resident electronica expert.
Industrial and electronic.
yeah.
He had that cover. We had that was you guys were talking about those early days. That was the heyday of our staff. Really,
Yeah.
we had a bunch of very smart, very witty, and creative people. It was a lot of fun to work with that bunch. It really was.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the first 10 years were fantastic.
The
They were
Halcyon
great.
days.
Yeah.
It was incredibly diverse too when you talk about musical taste. Like when I think about it, like you could go in there, you could pretty much talk to any employee there, like whatever your taste of music is, and you'll find somebody that works there that you can talk it up with.
Oh yeah,
Or-
and even if you didn't, somebody'd come up to you with an album, and they're like, "Oh, what's this Autechre about?" I'm like, "I don't know, but Nick's working tomorrow. You can come in and talk to him about it. He'll let you know."
It was a really good staff. Really.
Yeah.
A lot of knowledge there, and a lot of good times. A lot
Currently,
of laughs.
Steve's breaking my guitar.
I do the same thing today with
the guitar
Donnie.
finally tuned.
Donnie.
I tell people if you want to find
he
out
gonna do
where
it anyway?
anything is, vinyl specifically, where it's hiding in what box on what shelf, come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays because Donnie works on those.
Well,
days.
if I would have known
He
that, I would
knows
have
where
talked to him.
everything's at.
Still looking for a copy of Breakfast in America.
It was one of my
Sold
basement.
one today.
Did you really? I looked
Really?
like crazy for one.
I have one in my basement.
Oh, I'm sure
Ruben.
you've got pristine.
Your favorite word? Pristine. Mint. Mint.
Oh God! And Mike and I used to work days together
We did.
for a couple of years actually while I was
Uh,
going to school.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, the times that we
We had
had.
a lot of laughs. I tell you, good crew. Good.
The
crew.
early years, I really don't remember who worked when. To be honest with you.
Well, they were kind of a blur. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Mike and I used to work days a lot, and then I ended up working evenings for quite a while too because I had started getting classes. I went to NIU, and I started taking a bunch of day classes, so I couldn't really work around. But that's when I went out to NIU. That's when I was working like 3 jobs between the 2 cities, between DeKalb and Batavia, and that was. I was burnt by the time I got done with
I will
that.
say, Ruben, you did know your shit.
I
when you
did
first came
from-
on board.
Yeah.
But you went through phases too. You had the whole hip hop thing
Did.
covered. You had music covered, but then you got into that stinky hippie fish shit.
I
Really?
did.
What the fuck was that?
It was a lot of fun,
Didn't
man.
that not start with Jack Johnson, or was
No, it was
Because
concurrent.
I thought you went on to like some sabbatical or something. You came back enlightened by Jack Johnson.
No, it was kind of concurrent actually.
You went some trip and that's all you listened to. And then
No,
you came back
yeah.
and you were
Are we
this
talking
is the
about
guy.
Jack Johnson, the boxer?
No.
Didn't you go to U of I and smoke your brains out with my son? At the
Yes,
Jack
I did.
Johnson show?
Actually, I
Yeah.
smoked all of his buddies under a table.
I
Actually,
bet. Yeah, that takes a lot because I knew those guys.
Is that when he broke his teeth?
What's that? Oh, that's Kevin. No,
Oh, that was
that's
Kevin. That's different.
That's my other wonderful son.
no,
A near-death experience, but we won't go into that.
that's another podcast for another day when we can get him in here to
the
defend
evils
himself.
of alcohol. And
He
don't
was
get curved.
invited tonight.
Yeah, we did invite all of the old
Yeah.
Kiss the Sky crew, but we can always have a
All
reunion show later.
125 of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know how we'd fit them all into this room, but
You know what? I wouldn't even recognize him. I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't even recognize him.
Ooh!
I want to say that what I hear today more than anything else about the first 10 years, because we have customers, lots of customers that come in today and say, I remember when you were on Randall Road. I used to go there when I was 16 years old.
Ruben
et cetera,
offended
et
me a
cetera.
lot, so I started going to the mall.
And invariably, the dumbass question always follows: Did you guys move?
You're like, yes,
Yeah,
no.
15 fucking years ago, you
no
dumbass.
Shit, no shit. The number one thing that they mention is the bands.
Oh yeah.
The live music that
Oh, we had a
had.
ton of live music.
They tell
come
me
through.
about bands they saw that I have no idea who
And you
those
did all the
bands are.
booking.
I didn't do all the booking. I think, Ruben, you did. half
I
the
did
booking.
no booking.
You did no booking.
I did no
And
booking.
you were always looking to pass off the booking onto something.
Yeah, but
I
no.
did it for a while.
No, because what it ended up
See?
becoming was, hey, dude, can our band play here? And I'm like, all right, here's what's your name? What's your phone number? I'll give it to Steve. He handles all that. But we had Fall Out Boy play.
I did. Did we have?
Yeah,
Fallout Boy play?
Fallout
I
Boy
believe
Boy
so.
played.
The other one, Flame white tees.
Plain white
White
tees
15
and
minutes late.
Lucky Boys Confusion.
And Lucky
Lucky
Boys
Boys
can
would-
be, yeah.
Nobody cared about 15 minutes late.
Oh, I like that.
As a real quick, interesting piece, I recently got all my CDs out of Mom and Pop Feltz's basement, and within those there's more like 6 giant bins of CDs was a box of demos from local bands. Like, I don't know how I ended up with all these demos that these local bands would give us and say, like, hey, can we play here? Here's our CD kind of
That's
thing.
awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, it was interesting.
Give them back.
I'll get them for you.
Yeah, because I was at Half Price
Be
Books.
awesome in a landfill someday.
Yeah, no doubt.
No. The foundation will keep them.
Yeah, I was at
Foundation.
Half Price Books on Friday, but
Fox
Crappy
Valley
music.
music.
Is there crappy music? I
I
kiss the sky. Hey, Sinegro, what are you looking at over there?
dude, we sucked. I was hey,
Steve, where's Steve?
he's dead.
Remember, I don't forget bad music.
Right.
Yeah, Steve died.
Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had pancreatic cancer or liver. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I forgot.
yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
But
You're right. They had a benefit.
yeah, they had a benefit
at
for him downtown
River Edge
Batavia.
O'Brien's,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Thanks, Steve. Way to bring the room down.
Yeah, really. Ruben's weeping like a little bitch now.
But no, we had, but yeah, because I was just at Half Price Books the other day, and they've got their vinyl section as well, and they had a used copy of Fall Out Boy's second album, like their first big release, not the Cork Tree, but the one that came out before it. They were charging $300 for that vinyl.
We have 10 copies in a box in the back room.
Located
In the
right
storage
next to
shed.
the Limp Bizkit CDs.
Yeah, right.
I've been trying to think about this. It wasn't just Limp Bizkit that day. There was a single. Was it Rage? Was it
Oh, there was
yeah,
Rage.
Renegade or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That it was. So it wasn't just one mistake. It
Am
was
I
two.
flatlining too?
No, you're fine now.
Okay.
Steve made me order all those.
Just like I booked all the bands.
His
Yeah,
favorite
right.
saying is, Mike, you can't sell from an empty cart.
That was my saying.
That is your saying.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah.
sell from an empty
Hope you
wagon.
enjoy all those Limp Bizkit CDs.
Hey, can you eat them?
You know what they're going for?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Less than
No,
nothing.
no.
Nothing.
Yeah, check it out. Ruben, look
Do you want me to go on eBay? I'll
look
go on
on
eBay.
Discogs. Look on Discogs what they're going for.
Yeah, what are they going for?
What is Discogs?
Hundreds of dollars per CD.
All right, I'm going on Discogs right now because I do have the power of the
every time
internet.
the captain says.
37 cents.
Every time the
No, you
captain
know what
says,
I'm
"Look
thinking
up
about
the
is the
CD."
Linkin Park vinyl that Mike ordered, like 50
Oh,
million
that
copies of.
yeah. That one we did have.
Did we get that free?
Yeah, we did get it free.
Did we get it free?
I have a copy.
Yeah.
Look what that's going for.
Hold on. Chocolate starfish.
It's the deluxe
see.
edition, Ruben.
Deluxe,
It is the
Ruben.
deluxe edition.
Deluxe.
Does it give you the how much it's going for on here?
37 cents. I bet.
Yeah, it does. Off to the right, down low.
All right, I'm looking. There were 75 versions of it, and they all got
We got all
returned.
75.
They all got returned to the vendor. I'm not seeing where the.
Are we
Dollar
ready for
value.
a commercial break?
If you need to take a break to take a leak, that's
No,
fine.
no. I just want people to know that this is Kiss the Sky, the first 22 and a half years.
Right. All right.
Volume 1, version 1,
Oh wait.
part 1.
It's going to have to be part one.
Yeah, right. No,
Catch us-
I never do part ones and part twos because part
Catch
two.
us while you can.
Yeah, part two always has a diminishing law of returns on it. So I just if this ends up being a
Not with
3-hour
us.
episode, it's going to be a 3-hour episode. I don't care.
No, we got Junior over here's got to
As
get
long
up
as the
early.
whiskey
so-
holds out, we're here, Ruben.
Dude, I gotta
We're
take.
cheap, man.
I
We're
got.
cheap.
I gotta take 2 kids to daycare tomorrow
That's your
before
problem.
8 o'clock,
That's your
and I have a
problem.
9:30 appointment tomorrow morning
Too
in St.
bad.
Charles.
Too bad.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where the,
I
the
got to
dollar
get to the
version.
store at 10 o'clock.
Oh, heaven forbid! You roll out of bed promptly at 9 and roll out at 9:30. You get there just in time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not finding it. Lincoln Park. What Lincoln Park was it?
the grain one, the
Linkin
gray
Park,
one, yeah. Gray cover one.
Oh, Hybrid Theory.
yeah, Hybrid Theory, yeah.
That's it, the big one. Yeah.
What's that vinyl going for?
Yeah, what's that going for, huh?
A penny. No. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Let's. I will go priced highest. Well, if you're buying it in Japan, it's going for about 9,000 yen.
Convert that, please.
Yeah, what's that converted?
I see one here. Some asshole selling it for $2,000.
Oh.
Yeah, but the
Kevin,
next
Kevin,
one.
But
if
that
you're
was
listening
signed-
out there, man. You're making
signed
bank on that
copy.
record.
It's a signed
Put that thing on
copy.
eBay.
Let's see here. We got a near mint condition showing up here for $240.
There you go.
Oh man, there's your 401k, Kevin.
All right, so I'm gonna have to save this page because this looks interesting.
Can you look up a Less Than Jake Hello Rockview inflatable what was that? Promotional piece with the original air still in it, please?
Is that still hanging from
it
the
is still
rafters of the
That's
store?
Remember how
you
bad?
have to clean the 4 inches of dust off of it.
Do you remember
first.
how bad Chris wanted that?
I do. I do remember how bad he wanted.
Yes,
What feared
Novak.
me is what he was going to do with it. That's I didn't.
Chris, I'm glad we didn't give it to you.
So we'd have a story to
As long
tell.
as Chris, you're listening out there, we have a DJ Kiyoki CD that you special ordered 17 years ago, and you never fucking picked it up.
You-
We have a lot of special orders that
Don't
we have
make me,
sitting
don't
in
make me shoot that
boxes
puppy that you just got.
Folks never picked up.
Yes,
Well, actually, Chris did the logo for the podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
he did.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He did the logo for.
Nice things about him.
I can't.
well,
I have nothing.
comes to mind, I'm
I have
sorry.
nothing bad to say about Chris Novak.
No,
Chris
he's
is
a
a
good
great
no,
guy.
he was a great guy. We're just we're
Busting balls.
running off.
This
the
is how we
mouth,
do.
yeah.
Dude, this was what it was like working at Kiss the Sky all those years ago.
And you led the charge, Ruben.
Well, yeah, I was a dickhead.
No, I wouldn't say you were a dickhead, but you were really good at leading the charge.
Ruben, you were a dickhead. I can attest to that. I'll never forget a youngster. Man, he had to be like 12, 13. This is like before the heyday of
That's some
the
good shit, isn't
record. And we used to have a lot of 12-inch singles that we would
Pendleton.
bring in. On
Pendleton.
it was a hip-hop single. And this little kid was, I don't know, 12, 13, like I said. He was an aspiring DJ. And this kid brought up a piece, and Ruben fucking berated him in front of his mother as to what crappy piece. What was it, like a Master P thing? I don't even know. What it was.
Probably was
But you
Master P.
berated that kid in front of his mother. So, yeah, you were a dick.
Well, that's nothing compared to the little kid that came in wanting a poster, and Mike was like, no. And then his mother comes in. This little kid was like 8. I may have bitched at somebody, but at least he wasn't an 8-year-old. And then his mother comes back in and chews Mike a new asshole. And she's like, and Mike just goes, well, and she's like, so self-righteous, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh.
No, get out.
The best was that shit kid that came in that one time. Because Kiss the Sky used to have a frequent flyer program where you earned points until their computer crashed, and they were like, fuck that. And then this kid comes in, and he's buying some shit album. And his buddy is like,
Now, Ruben, we never judge.
no, I
We
judged.
never judge.
I judged. Fuck that.
Go buy that at the mall. Will.
Yeah. So the kid comes in, and his buddy's like, dude, why are you even buying that? I've got it. You could burn it for me. I'm like, go to the mall. And then, like 3 days later or something, one of his little shithead kids comes in, talks to, like, his buddies comes in and talks to Steve. He's like, yeah, that Ruben guy's a dickhead, so can you take me off your freaking buyer program? Like, I'll take your points, you piece of shit.
For a point of reference to all your listeners, if anyone wants to know what Ruben was like back in the day, you just need to watch High Fidelity and look at Jack Black's character.
Yeah. Oh, my.
I would like to relay my favorite Ruben Hood story, and this was involving some theft and thievery from our rap hippity hop section.
Man, that fan
which
is
we
fast.
used to have a wonderful hip hop section of CDs back in that time. And this kid grabbed some CDs, and we had a security system at the time, and he just bolted. He just left it, flew out of the door.
Well, in all fairness, though, it was also Blackjack and
Exactly.
his buddy.
Yeah, we had two great customers at the time, bolted after this kid. And you got to, it's a huge strip mall, and they went behind, all the units.
Yeah, it's a
And
full
he found
city
his-
block long.
They found
Yeah.
his dumb ass hiding in a
In a trash can.
trash
In a
receptacle.
big,
Yeah,
huge
yeah,
dumpster.
yeah. And so, they drag his ass back into the shop, and, we call the police, and the police come.
Smells
and,
like garbage.
Yeah. The police come, and they're, like, slapping the cuffs on the kid and dragging his ass out of there. And Ruben is berating this kid for stealing shitty hip-hop. Not good. He goes,
Couldn't
if
you
you're
steal
gonna
something good?
Yeah, if you're going to steal hip-hop, make sure it's fucking good. This is shit. So, yeah, that's our boy Ruben.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was very opinionated in the day.
Great record store stories.
Oh man. And we've got thousands of them, man.
Oh,
like,
we do. Oof.
and then there was always like, for as much as like a colorful crew we had, our cast of characters that would walk in the door were just
more
as colorful. Absolutely. Like members, and we didn't even know their names. Like we knew their names. We knew their names.
We gave names.
Yeah, we gave them names. There was members only guy.
Do you have a favorite customer of all time?
Panic.
The Panic Attack.
Yeah, Panic Attack is
Who was Panic?
Panic
Was I
Attack.
around in that?
That was after.
Oh,
that might have been
well.
just after. It was in Batavia.
Okay.
But it might have been
Yeah,
just
no,
after
it was in
Ruben.
Batavia.
Because you guys were there 5 years still after I left. the
Yeah.
I
store.
think he was just
Yeah.
after Ruben, but Panic.
I played
aside from-
racquetball
you
against
did.
that guy. Yeah.
You did.
He delivered mattresses for a living. I just want to add that.
He would walk around, grab a stack of CDs, walk up to you, and just jam
Shove
one
'em
right
in your
face and
face.
say, "What do you think of that? What do you think of that?"
Oh my God! Why didn't I work there when he was there?
Yeah, and I mean, he had a
It was like John Candy in the House of 3D.
the guy had like a cheap mustache, just not very well kept. Such a nice guy. Yeah, he was. Great guy, very nice, but
And our friend Jerry. Well, if you listen very quietly to the back of this CD, if you listen very quietly on a good pair of headphones, you can hear Joni Mitchell queef in the middle of the song. Mike's about to turn blue. Mike is turning blue. If you listen very carefully to this one, you could hear
He was a great customer.
he spent thousands of dollars.
Lots of money, yeah.
Yeah.
Could you give me a Japanese import of Alanis Morissette farting into a phone? Like seriously, and that's how he talked to. He had like this little thin, like scummy Prince mustache. Like,
Don't you wish you knew where these guys were? Today?
oh, sometimes I do.
I do. I
Sometimes
often
I do
wonder.
because they were the color characters.
I
They were.
often wonder where
they-
they are today.
Honestly, that first 10 years, that Halcyon days were like we were the Quickie Mart in the middle of The Simpsons. In the middle of Springfield. We truly were, because the cast of characters that would walk through that door on a day-to-day basis was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Then there was Ray, who would come in and his teeth would fall out.
Ray Lepore?
Well, I'm not saying last
Ray
names because
Lepore.
I don't want to make people feel bad. But Ray Lepore's teeth would fall out on the counter as we were talking to him. He's not dead. I just saw him recently.
No.
No, I saw him at a
Ray
Target.
was in the store probably about 3-4 years ago.
No, I saw him in a Target recently in St. Charles trying to return something. Ray would come
So his
in.
modus operandi hasn't changed a bit. Huh?
Yeah, Ray
Come in
would
with
come
a
and buy.
bag that you knew he had for like 3 years, right?
Yeah,
A
he would
Kiss the
buy
Sky bag.
he would buy stuff and then 4 months later return it, still sealed, never opened it. We're like, why the fuck did you even buy this shit?
and if you question him on it,
He got so mad.
He'd start sweating profusely.
Oh, he turned
shaking and just
very
staring at you. I'm like, all right,
12
Ray, I'll
Shades
take
of Red.
Yeah, absolutely. But members only guy took it. He had such a thing for for Amy. Such a thing for Amy.
I can't picture him. I remember him, but I
Just
can't
look.
picture him.
You know what? Think of
No.
an
Look
Look at your
emaciated
look at
Roger
your
Waters.
Those tight silk shirts with his nutsack hanging out. How did you forget that?
Dude, members
His
only.
members only coat.
Yeah, and every time he'd like, he would come in. Toto put out a new album and it's just crummy, man. Like he was the only adult that I'd ever heard describe anything as crummy. Like seriously.
One of my favorite customers later on was probably a 80-plus-year-old gentleman who used to come into the Geneva store. His name was Barry. And Barry would...
Barry, love Barry.
Yeah, Barry was, like I said, he was probably 80 plus. He had a torn and tattered checkered sport coat, but he always had like a white shirt and tie on, very disheveled, dirty. But Barry would come in and go through the 78s for hours on end.
Was he that same crazy old guy that would come into Batavia? You got the 78s priced yet?
That was him.
Was it?
That was him. And one day, Barry, I'll never forget, he wanted to use my phone because, and this is no joke, this sounds like a Simpsons joke, but he had to call the restaurant to see what the supper club special was because it was 4:00. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. But he would bring up a stack of 78s for Steve probably to look at, and he would quote him a price or $1 or $2, and fucking Barry, you don't want to pay any more than a nickel because back in his day a nickel meant something.
Barry reminded me.
So wait. I want to tell you this is with my son Kevin when he was working on a Sunday night and Kevin wanted to bolt his ass out of there at 6:00. He calls me up in a panic at about 6:30. He goes, "Dad, fucking Barry won't leave." I says, "Well, just turn off the fucking lights and get him out of there. Drag his body out, do something, get him out of there." But he wouldn't leave. He would just go through the 78s and 78s. So, he was in a panic, but I think he left at about 8:00 or so. Kevin was such a nice guy. He wouldn't throw the old guy out.
That's hilarious.
That was cool.
That's funny.
Who was the guy that would come in with the parrot on his arm?
Oh,
You had a parrot guy?
Yeah.
Geneva. This is well.
That was Geneva.
Was he a Jimmy Buffett guy?
No.
No.
He was a weird ass guy.
Oh, he was.
He followed us.
Was it the mayor?
He was. Yeah, he was
I don't remember. No, it wasn't the mayor.
The mayor.
I don't remember that guy's name, but I can picture
You're whacked
him.
over the head by a carny, I tell you. That's the worst way to go out in life.
Do you think he bought that Gene Simmons box set for $5,000 so Gene Simmons would show up at his house and deliver it to him?
He wouldn't find this, would he?
No.
Oh, shit.
The mayor?
The mayor.
The mayor.
The mayor worked for us.
He did.
Yes, he did.
25 minutes.
Well, longer than, what's his name?
Oh,
I used to see him.
Anderson's son.
Oh, Zach?
Oh, Zach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid. That kid was the laziest kid I've ever met in my life. That kid would he'd be there for 4.5 minutes. I'm hypoglycemic. Can I go to Jewel and get a candy bar? I'm like, just fucking go. How about you just go home? I can handle a Friday night by myself. Can you go work the racks?
I got a gig tonight, man. I don't know that I can
do you
work the
remember-
racks.
Do you remember when he couldn't work that one night because he had a gig or something?
I fired him.
Well, he sent his dad in to work.
Oh, yeah.
His dad,
Brian.
who had legitimate back problems.
Did he, though?
Well, I don't know.
Did he really?
I had to work with him because I was supposed to be managing the store that night. And I'm like, he's like, well, what does Zach normally do? I'm like, well, you got to go through the used CDs and put away the new arrivals. And
He's like, I'm on workman's comp right now.
And the guy's just walking around, just cringing and gasping. I'm like, Brian, you can come sit over here for right now. I'll take care of it.
We actually had a process, didn't we? We had things that
Yeah.
people
they had to do every night.
Yeah.
Go through the racks, vacuum the
Go
floor,
through the racks.
Vacuum the floor.
clean the glass counters.
Yep.
Count,
It
make
was
sure
all
that
laid out.
you didn't have to count the money, but you had to count how many
Mike.
bills of each were.
What has happened? What happened to our to-do list?
You don't have 14-year-olds working for you under the counter anymore. That's what happened.
It's just us.
There's no stack of CDs in the back by the shrink wrap machine that you gotta
Make sure somebody's not
seal
stealing.
back up.
We
know,
have
the
lots of boxes of vinyl that needs to be priced and put out in the racks.
Whatever happened to the import market as far as the import singles and stuff like that?
Intranet.
Oh.
Any rare single is now
Yeah.
available. Yeah, that whole thing. Same
Right.
thing with the bootleg. The live.
Bootleg.
You,
That's right.
the live
Just
rare
try it out.
imports.
Right.
Speaking of which, do we know where CDJ is at these days?
I last heard from him about 3 years ago.
CDJ,
and,
by the way, was our bootleg
Supplier.
warehouseman.
Yeah. Whoa,
Say
whoa,
that
whoa,
on the
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait.
He was our rare live
wait,
import
wait.
supply house.
Rare live.
Edit that out now.
Yeah, I'll put a tone.
Name, so it's okay.
Yeah.
CDJ.
But yeah, he always had some good stuff.
Oh,
and
he
then
had some great stuff, and he
shit.
knew his shit. You know,
He
knew
did.
his shit too.
Great shit.
And he was a strange cat. Man.
Very strange. But he loved us.
And you got the ice.
He was a good guy.
Oh,
Your drink bitch. That's who you are.
just pour the fucking drink.
I'm gonna have to buy a new bottle of Pendleton. That Pendleton is fucking fantastic.
Really good.
Yeah, for a Canadian. I the first time I had that.
Don't say for a Canadian. Yeah.
But you know what though? It's actually
I think they do a better job than
Well,
we do on lots
everything?
Of things. Yeah.
Like
Lots
what?
of things.
I don't know.
Hockey.
Weed's legal. Hockey.
That's it.
Hockey for sure.
Healthcare.
Hockey and maple
Healthcare.
syrup.
Yeah.
Their prime minister is dreamy. You know, Justin Trudeau,
Who?
their prime minister.
Oh.
Oh, oh God.
3 years ago, you talked CDJ.
I did, and every once in a while we will text each other, and,
Oh.
and yeah, so
I
he's
always
still
liked him.
around, and
Yeah.
he's a good guy. He really is.
He just never got around to producing his wares on vinyl.
We don't even know his real last.
No, we've
name.
never known. We don't even
never
know if
knew
his
his
first
re-
name was the first name.
We don't even know if
very
it's
cloak
John.
and dagger sort.
CDJ John. Right?
Yeah, it was John.
Yeah, we don't know what his.
Remember
name
when
really is.
Dave Matthews would come to town? How we used to have to
To
pull
stash
all
all the
Clear out
bootlegs.
the
clear out
racks, yeah.
imports because he would send his people in to bust the stores.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
douche.
Right.
really make more money.
And that's
maybe.
what happened.
And
You know,
then he dumps
some shit
crap
Yeah.
in the
Shit's on our
Chicago
river.
River, right?
on a
Shit's
top
on
of
our
a boat.
Yeah.
There was a tour boat going underneath, and they.
Really?
and he's pissing on us because we're selling
Really?
live recordings of his crappy concerts.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it was funny because I used to trade CDs with all the little fish head kids around until like they found out that I was giving the really good ones to John in trade. Oh, they didn't like that very much. They'd start giving me unfinalized discs. They'd like, oh yeah, here's that here's that Madison Square Garden show. It's really good, and I'd put it in my CD player, and it was unfinalized.
Meaning that you couldn't
I couldn't play it.
copy it.
I couldn't play it.
Oh, you couldn't play it.
No,
This is back when you had to like.
So why are
finalize
they
a
giving you an
CD.
unfinalized disc?
it was just a fuck you because they found out that I was giving CDs to John to trade.
What
So
I would find most irritating back in those times was when you'd have some Abercrombie and Fitch kid walk in and say, "Do you have any
Dave?
Oh, I didn't realize you're on a first name fucking basis with this guy.
Yeah, Dave CDs. So I'd always point him to like David Byrne, David Grohl,
Yeah,
Dave Lombardo from Slayer. I'm like,
Dave
Dave who?
Davies. Dave Davies.
Yeah, right.
Nobody knows who the fuck he is.
Do you have any Jimmy in stock?
So Jimmy would be easy. Yes,
Jimmy.
we have Hendrix.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Dave.
Can you hear Jimmy?
Not according to Wesley Snipes.
Nothing.
Yeah, but then there was who were the others that would come in? Like seriously, it was a colorful cast of characters. Not and it would always come in the evenings. It wouldn't be the high school kids during the day that would come through. It was always in the evenings to do like kind of like John Cusack said in High Fidelity. Everybody would be coming in for original, not reprint copies of Frank Zappa records. You know.
Yeah, today they don't want to pay the price
Yeah.
for an original
Well, it's-
reprint.
Well, they are. Some of that stuff is really pricey. It really
Yeah, it
Look,
is. It really is.
we discovered, I don't know, we unearthed a Uriah Heep record.
Yeah, that
What
was
it,
weird.
like
I've
a-
seen that.
Yeah, did you see that thing?
Yeah.
Was it a first pressing, a label that went out of business in 20 minutes?
Original cover.
Original
first
cover.
pressing,
And when you do a
UK
little research on a
version.
thing, it's like $300.
Yeah.
$400 bucks.
Who's going to walk in a store and buy that? Nobody, but there might be
There's
some
one
guy in
collector.
Japan out there
Right.
at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Have you guys gotten an eBay store set up yet?
Nope.
That's the ultimate dream for the captain over here. To get the eBay store up and running. It's been
That's the ultimate dream for
it's
the
been-
son over here.
it's been a
to get
decade
the
long.
eBay store going.
Well, a decade? It's been like 15 years long since Rich did it, like back in the day, and then fucked over
I
everybody.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Rich who?
Why don't you call him out now?
Rich. What's the fuck? That big metalhead
Rich,
guy.
You know, the guy that...
Oh,
Yeah.
with the W,
When
he
eBay
lives
sale.
out in the Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich Walt.
Rich Wald, good call.
Rich. Where are you?
Where's their fucking money, asshole?
Yeah.
Or Beatle records. He sold some Beatle records.
Yeah.
Kept
Yeah.
the profits.
$1,000, and he owes us
Yeah.
like 980.
Yeah, well.
Where's the fucking money,
Just two nice
Lebowski?
guys. Yeah.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Yeah, we trusted too many.
So when's that eBay store going to open up? I didn't get the
Never.
memo. I didn't get the memo on that one.
Never.
The warehouse can be found in Aurora, Illinois.
Don't be telling where my warehouse is.
I won't give the exact address for the captain. But
Would this be the equivalent of like a Wolfgang's Vault in San Francisco?
yeah, I think so. You can find like original cutouts of Kid Rock, Shaquille O'Neal.
By the way, the Shaquille O'Neal.
Do you guys still have that
stand-up-
Shaquille O'Neal
The
stand
Shaquille
up?
O'Neal stand up is going with me. I don't give a fuck.
In your coffin, right?
No. It's going in the man cave.
Oh, okay.
That's coming with me.
So how does it feel after all these years to see your employees now as adults, like having adult lives, doing adult shit? You know, I mean, you knew us all as teenagers. You know, I mean, obviously,
we see a lot of that with our employees and our customers, and it's
Yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
fucking weird. It really is. I mean, yeah, the maturity level and it's pretty strange, but it's great.
Yeah.
You know, when Daryl came in the other night, you know, like I said, or like Steve said, he was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, we're still trying to get him to buy that Pac-Man picture LP, and he was saying, no, man.
No,
No,
that's
no,
whack.
man.
That's whack.
I don't know. Yeah, he was been chopping with the 616. He's like 38 now or whatever. And to have him come back and come back and talk and stay for a couple hours and talk, I don't know. I think it's kind of a testament to, you know, what we built here in that store. We love every minute of that sort of thing. So,
Well, it's like
it's good to see. I mean, you visit us. There's a host of other people, a lot of skeletons and ghosts from the past.
Well,
that
it's like
come
the other
by.
day I came into the store when you guys were both there, and Steve's like, "How old are you now?" And I'm like, "I'm 41." And Steve about fell out of his chair laughing
shit.
at me.
Yeah, it's.
How old were you, Dad, when you opened the store?
Well, we were
44.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were 44.
I was 18. No, I was 19, I think. 18, 19 when I first started working for you guys.
I'll never forget the first day you came, I think, to apply for a job.
Was it that I had applied or that I came in?
Well,
Because I remember the first time that I
came
came
in. You
in.
were wearing this fucking silver shiny fucking jumpsuit, leisure suit or something. I don't know what the fuck you had on. It looked like something from Captain Kirk's wardrobe.
I had a silver shirt. I remember having a silver shirt.
I think you had the matching slacks too.
Well, I had a silver Adidas suit that I was wearing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I was into corn
How
at the
fuck did
time.
you get the job?
I don't know. Steve liked
Just
me. He
like
thought I
that.
was cool. He poached me, actually. I got poached. I was poached from Sam Goody.
It was a good thing too. It was.
I think
Drink, bitch.
the
This is why
bottom
they
Cup
wanted
bitch.
me to drive. By
Right.
the way.
Yeah.
at the end
Duh.
of the day, Ruben.
At the end of the day was like Steve's catchphrase. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
The bottom line of it all.
It was
I
a
think
King's
it's
line, by the
been-
way.
I think it's been gratifying and really a pleasure. And I can't put it into words what the experience has been like. The people we have met, the people that have had an impact on us, changed our lives. I think we have changed or impacted
Mike's over here making faces. Sorry, guys.
some other people's lives, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
When we sit here and we try to remember about a specific moment or the best customer that we ever had or the most memorable employee or whatever, you can't do that
Right.
because it's a collective thing. It's
Well, like
the
I said,
whole
it does a
picture.
disservice. It does a disservice for everyone else
You're
as
right.
well.
Yeah, it does.
You know, and like this is why I wish Amy was here too, because Amy.
Well, I
like,
wish all 125 people were
Me
here.
too.
It would be hilarious.
Oh my God, the
to
stories
hear
we could all
everybody's
tell.
recollection.
Maybe not all of them.
And
Maybe not all of them.
well, yeah, maybe not. Yeah,
I
but
would
yeah.
like to see him just
even
so
the
I
good,
could like.
the bad, the ugly. It
Sure.
would be fantastic.
Right. But like, you know, and I've said this to you, both of you, on multiple occasions over the course of the last 22 years. You guys have been father figures to me.
Thank you.
know, and
Thank you.
you know, Like, you guys mean the world to me. I mean, Steve, I got Steve to wear a tuxedo in my wedding.
When?
For my wedding.
That's
You were there.
Neither of his kids have been able to do that yet, by the way.
You were treated to the Pakistani ceremonial dress?
No, not
Really?
not at my wedding.
I was truly honored to be asked.
Yeah, and I appreciate it that you stood
No.
for me, man.
It is.
Fantastic.
So, but yeah, sorry.
Well, what?
And there are customers, Ruben, that come up and will tell us once in a blue moon that we've had a tremendous impact on their life as well.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
It's so freaking rewarding.
Well, yeah, you guys are good guys, despite how
Well-
acerbic you can be. You're good guys.
Like even to this day, like I'll run in my fiance Bianca.
A little closer, homie.
Oh, sorry, my fiance Bianca finds it hilarious because we'll be out and about just
It's the Kiss the
and
Sky
they'll
guy.
talk- right? And they'll say that, and not so much just like, oh, look, they recognize this guy. They'll literally come up and they'll say like, oh, hey, and they're like, oh, that store means so much to me. It meant so much to me since I was a kid.
Absolutely.
You know, your dad's great. You know, Mike's great. Like, and just kind of give you the whole spiel, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Well, and it's funny too because even my mother-in-law,
They have some other choice words for Mike.
that motherfucker.
I was given a little photo and placard by a customer, Uber misanthrope clerk, Mike Messerschmidt. So
Just because they have to serve you doesn't mean they like you, as penned by Kevin Smith. So
actually, I kind of took your role, Ruben, when you left. So
somebody had to pick up the reins.
I damn right I did it well too.
Well, you enabled me, so really, I learned it from you. All right,
Yeah,
I
I
learned it
know.
from watching you.
I don't know who learned from whom.
Oh man. So yeah, but no. So Steve, you're opening a music venue now, yes?
Not I.
Well, you are.
It's a
You are
group- it's a
very
group.
much part of it.
Yeah,
though.
I'm a part of it. There's a group of people, and even though Mike is not officially a part of it, I will say that Mike has contributed to it just by virtue of being a part of Kiss the Sky and building everything that he has built there. And
Don't bring him in. It sucks.
No, it was the journey that we took together.
Sure,
that
absolutely.
has led to what it is today.
Okay,
So
so before we get to the venue,
we're not going there. This is the Kiss
The Kiss the Sky
the
cast.
first 22.
sure. So now,
celebrate 22 years of the venue, 19.
Yeah, we'll celebrate that later.
right on.
Yeah, we're opening
So-
up at a live music place in downtown Aurora. It's going to be a great thing.
I'm stoked.
It's
I've been
gonna be a
following it.
great thing.
I've been
Really.
following on Instagram. You guys are. I'm stoked.
It's going to be
How?
fun. Great.
Look, so I know, Steve, you came from, and I know this. So you telling me is not telling anybody anything, or not telling me anything. But for all of our listeners out there, how did the Kiss the Sky start? You know, I know you came from the corporate world, and Mike, you were doing some shit or other.
It came from two guys,
living under a
two
bridge.
buddies, two buddies who for many years used to bullshit about, wouldn't it be cool to open up a record store, man? Because
Well, you went
Mike
to high
and
school together, yes?
Yeah, we went to high school together, and we were music junkies. And the first concert that Mike and I went together was 1969, and it was The Who and the Kinks. The Kinks opening for The Who. It should have been the other way around, of course, but it was the Kinks opening for The Who.
Fair disclosure: Steve is a Kinks fan. Mike is a Who fan.
And then after Mike and I graduated from high school, we got involved in
He paid
sports.
for my ticket, by the way.
We got involved in sports, and we played a lot of basketball together. And during those basketball games and skirmishes or whatever, we would bullshit about. And then we got to be good friends. And after becoming good friends, we would bullshit about what it would be like to open up a record store. And this goes back to when we were in our 20s. And so when we were in our mid-40s, we finally decided that let's do it. And we did.
Yeah, and you came from the corporate world, yes?
Yeah. And so did Mike. He was a corporate
who's
guy.
Who's blipping? Who left their fucking phone on?
That would be the captain over there.
Captain, you committed a podcast social faux pas.
A faux pas.
You know, it was about two guys that loved music and had this dream, and we bullshitted about it, and we never really thought it would happen. But then, in a midlife crisis situation, we came together and we convinced each other that that's what we should do, and that's what we're going to do, and we did it. And here we are.
So I'm like 3 years
later.
away from my midlife crisis then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
open up a fucking record store. and
So
take
whatever
about
it is that
poverty.
you want to do, do it.
You know, it's funny because I've been having these dreams over the course of the last 2 years now, where I walk into a store and it's like a garden apartment type situation where you walk down, kind of how you guys' store is now, or you walk down the stairs and you're you're underneath
Subterranean, yeah.
That's the word. Thank you. I've had a lot of whiskey this evening. God, tomorrow's gonna suck.
Not enough.
You can have more.
But I've had this. Well, yeah, I'm at home. I don't have to drive anywhere.
Right.
But I've had this dream where I've walked down these stairs, and on the right side of the store is a record store, and on the left side of the store is a comic book store, kind of melding the two things
Yeah.
for
See,
me that I am like
go with
just
it.
totally
There's
into.
your passion.
Go with it.
Well, there's the passion. I don't have the money. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
problem.
Well, there's a will, there's a way. You can
Sure.
find the money.
Well, eventually, at some point, yes.
No, you can find the money.
Yeah.
There are people, if you sell people on your idea,
Yeah.
there are people that are willing to invest in you.
True.
And it's because
Steve
of
is
you.
Steve is always bellied up to the bars financially. I mean, as far as opening the store and as far as even producing records
Yeah, because you did produce a record.
and
Several.
Yeah.
Yes.
and touting the local musicians and helping them out. So, yeah, he's put his money where his mouth is.
Oh yeah. Well, Steve is the patron saint of the local artist for sure.
I don't know about that.
I will
but
Well,
I will
it's
die on
about
that hill.
It's about believing in something and going for it.
Sure.
And fuck the finances. The hell with the money.
Mm-hmm.
Matt
We'll
over
figure
here
it
is, I see a tear rolling down Matt's eye now with that remark, which means you ain't getting shit in his demise.
That's been understood for a while. Me and my siblings have had this discussion on numerous occasions.
You've written him off a long time ago. I understand. Good call.
Well, I'm surprised that Kyle didn't make it. Kyle lives like a block and a half the fuck away.
Well, he's coaching volleyball.
Oh, is he working
Yeah.
tonight? Okay. Well, that's an
And
Not
excuse.
to mention, you probably didn't
God
have like
bless
a
him. I
good.
love
You didn't have good
him
enough weed for him either.
his. Kyle, I love you for your passion and your dedication and your willingness to give it your all.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
love volleyball.
Yeah.
The kid loves volleyball.
He does.
And he was great at volleyball. So
And he was never big into, like, he didn't work at the store a ton. Like,
No, he breezed in, breezed out.
He was. I got pictures of him working
he
behind
did
the
a
counter.
Little bit. He did
A little
a
bit, yeah. No, he was there. All of you were there.
Yeah.
You were the guy. You were the
You were
main
the guy.
guy of anybody in the family.
Yep.
You and Kevin, actually,
Right.
you were the guys. That
That was
and
good.
Reuben.
Yeah.
Reuben was there 5 years. Amy was there, I think.
2 or
4
3, or
five.
I think 2 or
Yeah,
3.
something like that.
Kevin and I had,
But
She got married. She was like, "Oh, I'm done."
we had so many like visions for the store when we moved it to Geneva because we were so gung ho to like.
well, I tell you what, the
Revamp
store's there. You can take your vision and
Well,
run with it if
Hey,
you want.
as your dad just said, the money's there.
Yeah.
You can find the money.
You know what the price is for you and Kevin? 0. You can have it. You want it? It's yours. Run with it.
Does that mean your vision?
Yes,
now is,
absolutely, 100%.
Light match set fuse.
That's what they call turnkey in the business, sir.
For you out there in the audience, it's $300,000.
What? Do you realize that we have a Uriah Heep album that's worth $300? And how many diamonds in the rough are in boxes that we don't even know about?
But dude, I have the first Beatles album.
Awesome, Mike. Sell it.
See, and that's the funny thing. Like
That's
I
why
always,
everybody needs to come to visit Kiss the Sky.
when I'm at
Where
work, like
diamonds in the rough.
He's a
abound.
marketing guru, man. Love
I'm
it.
just-
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just a shameless whore.
well, maybe horror. I don't know how shameless you are.
Pretty shameless.
But it's funny because like every time I'm working within the Tri-Cities, Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles area, just to try to get in with the homes that I'm working in, because I never say the name of the company I'm working for just for confidentiality's
Nor
sake.
should you, yeah.
But I'm always like, oh yeah, I used to work at Kiss the Sky over on Batavia, and on Randall back in the day, and yada yada yada. And they're like, oh yeah, I used to go there all the time, whatever. And I totally forgot where the fuck I was going. Never mind.
You know what? Here, I think I know where
Yes,
you were
I
going.
need more
but
whiskey.
2 weeks ago, I'm in Harner's on a Saturday morning. I'm buying peanut butter cookies and cinnamon twists for
For who, Steve?
Yeah, for who?
for the crowd that's going to show up at the Saturday morning cafe. No, really. Yeah, we've been getting a pretty big crowd as of late. But
Your
here's the
cardiologist
point.
isn't listening.
Here's the point. I'm buying all this shit for our Saturday morning cafe, and the lady behind the counter goes, "Hey, have you ever been to Kiss the Sky? Have you ever been to Kiss the Sky in Batavia?" Because she's looking at me with the long beard and the long hair and all that, and she goes, "I can tell you're a music guy. Have you ever been to Kiss the Sky in Batavia?" And I just smiled at her and I went, "Yeah, on a few occasions I've been there." And she looked at me and she goes, "I know you. You work there, don't you?"
I'm
And
not
I
only
said,
the
"Yeah,
president,
for
I'm also
22
a
and a
member.
half years I have worked there." It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. And I hate that word awesome, but it was fantastic.
Why do you
that
hate the
she-
word awesome?
Well, if something inspires awe, that would make it awesome, would it not?
I don't like that word. Awesome.
Fuck awesome. Awesome sucks.
Are you guys still listening?
34 years of life, I just found out my father doesn't like the word awesome. I learn something new every day. Every day.
So
Matthew, I love the fact that you worked at the store.
Oh, thank you.
pretty much your entire family worked at the store
They did.
at some point.
And
I don't think
Kevin
Jamie
worked
ever
at the
did.
store. We had
Jamie
a family
did.
work
Did
there.
she really?
Jamie
Mike's
worked.
got some stories about Jamie.
Jamie worked.
Jamie
Wait.
is Matthew's
Jamie's
older
pregnant
sister.
in a family way. Don't be telling
How
stories.
is there
about
is
it.
there a way to be pregnant in a not family way?
No, there's not. But it was like an add-on.
About Jamie
And her list of things to do.
and Janet.
Yeah. Steve's sister Janet worked at the store for a time as well.
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
Janet worked at the store too. Yeah.
Yeah, for quite some time.
And
And then
Dad,
kept kicking my ass at the 50
my
Men Who
dad.
Cook.
Grandpa works at the store.
Yeah, your dad works at the store as well.
89 years old, working at
Great guy.
the record store.
Dude, Pa Feltz, Ma Feltz, love you
I
guys.
hope that Mike and
Absolutely.
I can say the same thing when we're 89. Well, I hope not that. But
Mike's going to be worm food, let's face it.
I hope we're
Did I
driving
tell
the
you
bus.
I wasn't going to Aurora?
There's a hint, folks.
Yeah, right. So Matt, like you've seen this from the inception. Like how, as someone from deep inside, what is your perception of the entire art? Because I remember one time, and this is not about the store at all. I was at a party at your house when you were in DeKalb,
I believe that's correct, yes.
and for whatever reason.
Are you admitting to that?
Yeah, no, he had a house party, invited me up. I bought a bottle of wine and was drinking in the corner by myself because I was old amongst a bunch of college kids.
He was the old weird guy in the corner.
Yeah,
So wait a minute. You're 41 now.
41, yeah.
You're 41. And you're what?
34.
Oh, so 7 years. As
Yeah.
a senior.
Yeah. So, I was at a party at your place, and the property manager came by and busted the party.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like-
is that the one? Was that our Halloween party?
I may have been.
When I was out there screaming at the property manager and then called the police on him.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. All I know is I was the only one probably of age. I'm
I
like,
taught
I'm getting the
that
fuck
kid
out of
well.
here. I'll talk to you
Right.
guys later.
Yeah, I called the cops on our property manager.
Good
and then
for
the
you,
cops
Matt.
came
As
and
well
then
you should.
the cops came and said that there's nothing they can do about it. So I said, well, I'm going to call the police again to get somebody out here to do their job. And then they threatened to throw me in the back of the squad car. So, and that ended the party.
Yeah. I think that was also
anyways.
the same party where somebody got pushed into your wall as well, and you guys had to.
Yeah, we framed it. We framed
Yeah.
a hole in the wall.
You know what? I don't want to hear about this shit.
No, whatever.
About my son.
I got stories
Anyways.
to tell about you in college, and I wasn't even in college with you.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the story on why
I
your
don't
parents
think
wouldn't
I
let you go to Woodstock, Dad?
Or the story about how you guys got how you got all the paper towel dispensers to pop at the same time.
That's a great story. I don't think Matt knows that story.
No,
I don't know if Matt knows that story or not.
Maybe I'll get this one.
It's called acid.
LSD is a hell of a drug, son.
I've heard enough of those. I don't know. From an overall arc thing, just I think like the way we were talking before, I think back at the store and I just think of the different eras, and it's been really cool watching it grow. And it started off like my dad brought his corporate like mindset to it in the beginning, and everything was very kind of structured, and he had a vision on how he wanted everything to go, and then it just kind of slowly morphed into like, well, whatever it is.
As we watch Ken and Steve and Mike mouth to each other.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
No. We were talking.
Actually, if I recall,
No, you're right, man.
we were
first-
talking about it
you're
earlier.
right.
Everything
You're
was
right.
organized. There was a process for everything.
No, he's right.
And it's kind of slowly kind of morphed into what it is now, where it's what a music store should be. And I mean, both have been great for the store. Everything's been great, and the different eras.
Every era's been good.
Yeah, and it's just been really fun. I think back about it a lot, and it's awesome nostalgia to think about, like my youth growing up, and you know how it shaped my life. It's why I'm where I'm at now, why I'm with the people I'm with. All my group of friends are all through. No, not working at the Sky.
Well,
but every single one of my friends.
It's all of us.
I'm getting married this year. Every single one of my groomsmen standing up are all people I met as a result of working at the store.
Yeah, because
Wow.
you
And
grew
it's
up
just-
in South
I
Barrington,
grew
and
up in
everybody
South-
that you
Yeah.
probably was at the store was in the Tri-Cities area.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the reason I got into local music, playing in bands, and it shaped my life, and it's been phenomenal. I mean, it
That's
means
awesome.
everything. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't like that word.
He says awesome for y'all.
Thanks, Matt.
Nice. So anything else you guys got? Come on. We're only an hour and a half in. This is disappointing.
Oh, we have a lot of shit.
Well, you know what? Here.
Man.
I'll give you my arc. So
Your arc?
my arc, my Kiss the Sky arc. So it was, I would say, probably sometime in the spring of 1997. I stop into the store. My best friend Eli and I skipped school at Northern, or at Waubonsee, actually. We skipped a class, and we were just driving around and found the store.
And the two of you were working at
Sam Goody.
Yeah.
Sam Goody and Musicland at the time.
Right.
And we stopped in. Yeah. Don't flip me off, you motherfucker.
What?
You did like this. So,
Go on.
but we
Go on.
stopped in, and I remember like it was like there were fucking like, what's it? I've had a lot to drink tonight already.
We're with you there. Rick.
Tumbleweeds. There were tumbleweeds blowing through the store.
Yes.
And-
that's how Mike would describe it.
Yeah.
Tumbleweeds blowing.
And I remember going through the first of the original used racks. And you had like 19 copies of the Beavis and Butthead Experience.
Who wouldn't? Who
and
wouldn't?
all of them were
They still
priced
sell.
at $9.99. And I'm like,
They
$9.99?
have all sold.
That was
Ruben.
Steve's
They're gone.
price.
Eventually,
That was Steve's pricing.
Steve's pricing, sure it was.
It was.
And I'm like, who the fuck is paying $9.99 for a used CD? And we're like, this place sucks. Let's get the fuck out of here.
No shit.
Let's get the fuck out of here. And then for whatever reason, we came back. And I kept coming
They were
back.
down to $8.99.
Because we were an engaging personality.
You were, and it was good to talk to you guys. You were engaging. And I think after the third time, like I came in, Steve, you were like, hey, let's talk. I'm like, all right, what's going on? He's like, you want to work here? I'm like, maybe. And because I was working in Sam Goody at the time. And at that point, my manager, Ada, had left. She'd got transferred to a different store. I'm like, I don't want to work for somebody else. So I'm like, all right. So I gave my 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks later, I'm working for you guys. And I remember the first day that I walked in and Mike was working. Because Steve didn't work days. Fuck that. And I'm like, hey, Mike, what's going on? Where do I clock in? And Mike said to me, this isn't corporate fucking Goody. And he's like,
Clock?
right?
We don't need no stinking
Right?
clocks.
And I'm like, all right, cool.
We never had a time clock.
Never.
You know what that is.
Never. And I'm like, all right, well, what do you want me to do? He's like, I'm annoyed with you. Go organize posters. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, all right, well, can I put something in the music? Yeah, he's like, fine. So I put in the Old Dirty Bastard CD, the first one. And like 14 seconds into it, he's like, oh, we don't play stuff with this much swearing in the store. And he
That
turns
would
it
be
off.
Steve. I wouldn't have said that.
You
know
fucking
that.
liar.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I remember going through those fucking posters and organizing those posters.
Did you get that corn poster right? The one we had?
Which one?
You know, is that one? Whoever the singer was, the single shot.
Yeah,
That's the only one we ever sold.
that one in the James Hetfield where he was wet.
That's it. That's it.
Did you guys ever sell out of all those Madonna ones where her hoo-ha was showing?
Well, of course we did.
I remember
Kidding me?
constantly going through those and putting a Post-it right over her snatch. I'm like,
That's right. Steve was the guy that ordered you on that, putting the Post-it on her hoo-ha.
yeah,
Steve ordered that.
hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha.
And then I just remember after a while, like, you know, Amy came in as manager for a minute, and then she ended up moving to Chicago and becoming a paralegal and all that. And Steve was like, all right, well,
I don't remember all this shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember all.
Yeah, I do. Kind of.
Do you?
Yeah,
Good.
kind of.
Good. You should write it down. Damn it.
y'all could write a book.
No shit.
Well, we talked about it. Yeah.
You should.
We should.
Wish you would have kept a little
This
diary.
is part
every
of the
day.
book right here,
Yeah.
folks.
This is the
is
oral
the book.
history of Kiss the
Perfect.
Sky,
Chapter
as
1.
I know it. So, but yeah, then we, you know, after a few years, you finally asked me, like, all right, you're the manager now. You didn't ask me, you just kind of told me. You're like, all right, you're the guy. Here's the keys. Don't fuck up, basically.
Tell Vinny not to sell weed.
Right.
You know what, Ruben? I think you helped to define the store.
Oh, absolutely.
In the
We
early,
got people coming back, and
in the late
How's
90s,
Ruben
early
doing?
2000s. You defined the store.
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well-
I don't know if I really truly did, but
Yeah,
I
you
do
did.
appreciate
You did.
that.
You did.
I know I got yelled at a couple
We
times.
entrusted to you, take our product here, our store, and run with it. And you did. You did a great job.
Especially when you guys went on those blues cruises. There was 2 years.
How about that?
Oh my God!
We went on blues cruises. We went to Yellowstone and had
Rented
great-
buses and shit, and here I am, like 43 and a half hours later. I'm like, on a Tuesday, I'm like, oh,
Thank you.
oh my God,
Thank you.
I'm gonna die. Luckily, like, I think Janet was around. She was like kind of sharing duties with me those couple times around. But
Really?
yeah, I think so. At
She
least
shared
one of them.
duties with you?
I think one of them, she was in the morning, and I would take care of it after I got done with school. But yeah, I was working like crazy hours. I never smoked weed with Janet. Never.
Really?
Never.
Oh, you probably should have.
I probably should have. So,
Mike and I don't smoke weed. Remember that?
Just like to remind
wanna
everyone here,
reiterate?
Kiss the Sky LLC does not endorse the smoking
So-
of marijuana.
Even though it's pretty much legal now,
Right.
wherever you want to go, we don't endorse it.
so this is this. I'm just pointing out to the gentleman here. This is the rye that I picked up in St. Petersburg, Florida, about 2 weeks ago.
We're testing out a lot of rye here.
Yeah.
tonight.
Well, no, no.
Yeah.
Just one bottle of rye. I have a bottle of bourbon, and I have a bottle of blended whiskey.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Steve took me out for my 21st. Went to Buddy Guy's.
That was a great time.
That was, I don't know, because you don't go anywhere unless somebody pays for you.
I told you I live the Earl sweatshirt motto. I don't like shit. I don't go outside.
So
Really? Why? When was that?
I don't
It was like a
remember.
long
When he was 21.
Yeah, it was
Mike.
99.
Yeah, 99.
99. Oh, the White Sox.
Oh, the
The
White
White Sox game.
outing. Remember
Oh,
that?
man.
Who could forget the White Sox outing? Who was the left fielder that or the right fielder that me and Amy just kept heckling?
You suck. You suck.
It was from Oakland, yeah.
Paul, yeah.
Oh, we
Right.
heckled the hell out of him.
Well, it was really Amy that.
It was
that-
Amy.
that
no,
got
I was
on his
part of it
case.
too. I was definitely
Paul, shit, he was a good player.
on it. Oh, he was.
A really good
And he
player.
turned around and he had a tear in his eye like the
Oh,
Indian
he
when you threw
looked
the
at
garbage.
Amy and he just kind of went, huh? Really? You're giving me shit?
Absolutely, we were.
Paul.
It was a great outing.
That was the one and only. White
That was the
Sox
only
outing.
one, and I.
You
yeah.
know, that was
It
our
was.
Christmas outing. It was a Christmas party.
Your father has promised outings for the last.
I was about to say we've been hearing promises of another White Sox
All
Christmas
right.
outing.
We're going to do it this summer.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, yeah,
you're in
because
it
you
at
could
White
probably
Sox
get a
Park.
White
And one
Sox
guy in
ticket for
Tokyo was
$1.25 at
supposed
this
to
point.
Yeah. We're going.
yeah, to
Well, call
Ruben's
me, I'll go.
audience, Please, everyone, note this.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold the captain accountable.
Right at 1 hour and
Emails to
33
Steve
minutes
at
into the.
kissthesky.net.
What's his name? Paul what?
Canerico. No.
Oh,
Paul, shit.
Who knows?
Yankee.
He was.
He was a Yankee.
No. We went to go see the A's. It was
Oh, it was-
Oakland.
Oh, he was the Yankee. Yeah.
Was it the Yankees? I thought it was Oakland.
No, I think it was the Yankees.
All right, I don't know. I don't know baseball.
I'm trying to think who threw up on the way home on there. It was,
Vinny.
Vinny.
I think it was Addie, wasn't
No.
it? Was it Addie?
Oh my God, Addie.
Was it Addie? Yeah.
Addie.
It was a crazy night.
You know, I haven't seen Addie in a
I
long,
ran it-
long time.
Yeah, she's blocked me on Facebook for whatever reason. But I ran into Addie about 4 or 5 years ago, 3-4 years ago. I think it was right before my son was born, and I ran into her out in DeKalb. I was working out there at the time, and we passed each other in a parking lot of a Panda Express. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I hadn't seen her in years. I was like, "What's going on?" But she seems to be doing fine. She was doing master's work or something.
I haven't seen Addie in probably
Ooh.
15 years.
Oh.
Easily.
least.
Well,
Yeah.
remember, Ruben, you hosted a little party
Mm-hmm.
years ago at your place in DeKalb.
Yeah.
This last time.
Addie was a great
Yeah, she was good.
Way
nose
knowledgeable.
to the
she was
grindstone type of person.
Yeah, very knowledgeable on her guitar
Yeah,
players too.
Very, very knowledgeable. Loved her. Yes, she
I
did.
think
She did.
Yeah.
Addie, if you're out there, call us.
Yeah, seriously. So, I've got to piss. If you guys want to keep talking, keep talking. If not, it'll be a silent spot. I don't care. I got to
think
piss.
we probably got to go.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna take off already?
Yeah. What time is it?
So for a
9?
driver.
Yeah, our driver. He's got to go. We
Comes
got to get up.
depends on our limo driver. Steve and I. We
We're here
we
for
travel.
the duration.
limo
you know.
driver.
want to do it until 9:30?
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
Let's do 9.
All right, we'll put a pause in here for a piss break, and we'll be right back.
Back.
Please do the.
We're
Wish
back.
You were here. Da, 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 da.
Everybody knows "Wish You Were
Everybody- I
Here."
know. That's why nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah, you got to
All right.
know that.
All right. So where are we at here, Ruben?
I don't know. Whatever.
Let's see. How about let's
me
talk
show
the
you.
future Kiss the Sky.
Yeah. So what do you guys see for the next, let's say, 3 years, 3 to 5 years?
I will defer to Mr. W here.
Who is now playing some music?
Wish You Here. It's more annoying than Pearl Jam.
Well, we've got another 22 and a half years to go, Ruben.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You guys are a staple. You really are.
Whether we are or not, we don't know that, and
I do.
We would not profess to know that. We are happy to be where we are, and we think we've had a good run, and Mike and I love what we've done, and we feel good about the choices that we made, and we're 67 years old. Can we do this another 22 and a half years?
Well, the
That would
question
make us
is,
90.
but the
That would
question
make us
is,
90 years old.
what else would you be doing though?
Playing with grandchildren and
It's called Netflix.
Which next week the new Netflix and chill will be out.
You shameless whore. Yeah, what would we be doing? I certainly I would miss the customer contact. It's still a lot of fun.
I would miss hanging out with Mike.
Oh,
Well, you guys
what
would
I
still
miss.
hang out, I would think.
Get over here, you big lunk, you.
Oh, this is honestly, guys.
The customers and all that. Yeah, of course.
True.
In
But I would
22
miss
years that I've known you
looking
guys, that's
over
the
at
most
this guy
emotion I've seen between the two of them
Seeing
ever.
the smirk and the
Hey,
gleam in his
listen,
eye.
all of a sudden, he and I,
Yeah.
we've been
I
sitting
would
next to
miss
each other
that.
now for the last 7+ years. Since,
Honestly,
7 years.
I've gotten. I would say that over the course of knowing you guys, I've gotten my work ethic and work ideology from Steve, and I've got my
That's a
acerbic
good thing.
and I've got my acerbic wit and cynicism from Michael. And it's not
Thank
a bad.
you.
It's not a bad thing.
I like
I'll
the
take that.
acerbic wit because this guy has a wit like no other.
And pig thick skin. Absolutely. And, because I remember one time I came to you, I'm like, Mike, do you not like me? Do you remember that conversation? I'm like, Mike,
I'm sorry, I don't.
really?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because
go ahead, really,
you would.
Really, you had a
Yeah,
moment
I
where you
did.
went to Mike and asked him if
I had to
he
because
liked you or not?
yeah, because Mike would fuck with me on a daily basis,
I
like
fuck
bad.
with everybody.
Well, I did not know that.
He only
Well-
fucks with you if he likes you.
Well, I realized that after the fact.
You
Right.
get that from a South Side upbringing. I'm serious.
Well, I grew up in Aurora.
do.
It was a total different
I
situation.
know, but I apologize if.
No, it's water
not
under
that
the
kind of
bridge.
thing where you have to apologize.
No,
No,
not at
I
all.
don't think so.
No,
No, I ain't gonna fucking apologize.
I'm not looking for apologies, but no, it was one of those
Being
moments
skin
like,
wimp you.
right? No, it was like, Mike, can I talk to you?
The fact of the matter
Oh,
is,
really?
is
I
that
don't.
Ruben
Yeah.
got something
I'm
from both
curious.
of us.
I'll refresh my
Absolutely.
memory. Will you please?
Yeah, we were.
It bothers me.
It was in Batavia, and I can't remember what the whole thing was, but it finally got to the point where I was just like, Mike, can I talk to you? Do you
Oh.
not like me, or is this?
Oh.
There's something going on
Really?
here.
You
It's like,
felt
no.
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, dude. I think a bunch of people felt Mike didn't like them.
And for the most part, it was true.
Probably,
That's not true. I'm fuzzy and warm.
right.
Okay,
No,
we're going to
all
get
right.
into the heaviness of Mike and his
no.
personality.
There's no heaviness of Mike here.
No. He loves you. That's a defensive mechanism.
Oh yeah,
No,
That is a defensive mechanism
after
because he doesn't want to go there.
yeah.
He doesn't want to let his hair down. He doesn't want to get the tear in his eye, but he gets
if
the tear in
I
his
fuck
eye.
with you, I like you.
Right.
He loves you. If he
just
fucks
the way
with
it
you,
is.
he loves you.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
That or he really, really doesn't like you.
no,
One of the two.
No, that's not true. That's
I don't
not
think
true.
there's anybody that Mike doesn't like.
Yeah, that's not true.
Oh no! I think there are a few
There's
people that
couple.
might.
There's a handful.
Well, there may be one or two.
There's like 200 or 300. I
Thousand.
changed that 1,000.
Oh man.
But-
I
Yeah.
think we all love a lot of people, and there are people that we don't particularly.
I mean,
love.
yeah,
Well, I
this
mean,
is
that's
this has just
but
been
humanity.
the
That's
last
the way it is.
22 years or 23 years. It's just been a great experience, and I will miss it. When it ends, it's just the people that
It
you
ain't
meet
gonna
and
end, Mike. We got 22 and a half more years to go, buddy.
Right. Look, you ain't done until you're pushing up the daisies.
yeah, I mean it's just and it never was contrived. It wasn't contrived.
Oh,
I mean,
shit, no.
we've attended weddings, we've attended
Yeah.
Funerals.
Funerals.
Yeah.
and it's just based out of
I think the only thing you guys
friendship,
haven't.
not out of doing business.
Right.
You know what? That's just us.
Yeah.
There are others. There are many others that have had the same experience that we have had. So if you think about it, there's a whole, I don't know how to say it, but a whole world of people that have done whatever they've done, touched upon people that they touched upon, and affected other people like we have.
There's a word in German that probably will expresses exactly that.
Ach, du lieber, was
It's
ist
like
das? I don't know.
jawohl.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
It's like I don't know.
We're fortunate to have
Yeah.
been where we've been and traveled
Yeah.
the roads we have and met you, Ruben.
And met you guys.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was
It's
a happenstance.
mutual-
It was
it's
one of
a
those
mutual
happenstance
thing.
things that I showed up in your
Has
store one day.
has it been
Really?
a financially lucrative business? No,
Don't
absolutely
care.
not.
Right.
Don't
But
care about
the
it.
But when
people
you're
we've met
passionate
and
about
the
what you're doing-
experiences we've had, priceless.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have no regrets. We're happy
No.
to have done what we've done.
No.
And we can go to our grave saying that we tried, we did it, whatever. We feel good.
Yeah,
about
we
what
we
did.
took a in the real estate world they call it a vanilla box, a strip center.
Yeah.
A vanilla box, and we turned it into a. And here's two guys really that didn't have any retail
No
experience.
experience.
I mean, we had good business acumens, but we had
Right.
no retail experience whatsoever. We knew music, we loved music, but could we sell music?
Right.
And we
apparently
turned
you
it out
can.
into a pretty good damn business and livelihood. And then fucking Napster came around. Fuck Napster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was right around
That's
the
all
time.
I got to say about that.
Well, that was in what, 99, I want to say? So, I mean, we had like a couple years.
No, actually, Steve, 2002,
2000?
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2000.
Yeah, the downward spiral started there.
So that was right around the
2002.
time where I was Exodus,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
where Napster really became a thing. Yeah, because that's when because I mean, I've talked about it on previous podcasts and podcasts and private conversations that thinking about the whole internet thing, I remember you yelling at me one time for using your computer on your throne area in the old-
Yeah, the rates level
yeah.
up there on the throne.
Well, that-
yeah, I got it.
As a side note,
Yeah.
that's where the captain nickname
captain's
comes
chair.
from, because he had his perched
Yeah.
raised seat to
He had his
lord
raised seat
over.
to
And
lord
at
over
one
the store.
point, that was moved into the center of the store, direct center
in Batavia.
in Batavia.
I don't recall that.
For all your
I don't-
Trekkies
I don't
out there,
remember
you will
that
love
either.
that reference because he was known as the captain.
Yeah.
And he commanded the starship Kiss the Sky.
But I
from
remember
that-
one time you yelled at me because I put like I can't even remember what CD it was, but they had like bonus extras on the bonus disc. And you're like, there are all these kind of cookies on my fucking laptop. And I'm like, I was just trying to see what was on the bonus disc. I didn't know. Because computers weren't a thing. Like,
Steve was very persnickety about that little docking station
he
that
very
he used
was.
to carry in and out of the store. Remember that
Yeah.
little docking station? Yeah.
oh,
I think he
yeah,
still
I
has
got
that.
I got in trouble for putting a
do.
I know you do.
DVD in
do.
that.
And that will
you
be
know,
buried in your Tutankhamun Kiss the Sky tomb someday.
AKA
He was-
his house.
He was actually kind of rough on all things MP3 or anything. Even when it first came around, it became like more commonplace. It's almost more recently I've seen him kind of shift towards, because you guys play music through the
Well, they
store
use
using
Spotify.
Spotify now, and you've kind of adopted the digital music trend and not so much mother
Well, it is
effing.
what it is.
well, that and the CD, that
Well,
the
it's-
100
it's-
CD
it's,
changer broke.
It's also known as waving the white flag. So it is what it is. So yeah, we've embraced that. Shop at our store or not. I mean, we can only do what we do, and
Right.
I think we do it pretty damn well.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, you guys have, I don't want to call it an empire, but you've
No, it's
definitely,
it's not an empire.
but you've definitely carved out your own niche. I mean,
We have.
because if you think about it, the closest record store really to you guys, like FYE at the mall in Aurora, or apparently there's another record store in Elgin.
There's
But
one in
that's
Elgin.
it.
There's one in Wheaton.
I think the guy in Wheaton is doing a really good
Yeah,
job.
good guy.
Never
I
does
been
like
it well.
him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
His heart is in the right place, and he's doing the right thing.
Mhm.
It's called Mile Long Records, folks.
Okay.
So if you're in the Wheaton area, go there. He's
I
a
think
great
it's
guy. His name
located
is
in
Mike.
Wheaton, Wyoming, isn't it? So if you
Well, you know what
guys
I would
wanna
like
do
to
a
see?
search on that.
I would
Wheaton,
like to
Wyoming.
see like
Wheaton, Illinois. But
Yeah.
yeah, go there.
But you know what though? What I would really like to see like the independent record scene, like the independent record store scene. I would really like to see that be more like the independent brewery scene, like the microbreweries.
Yeah.
If you ever
we
talk
need-
to like
we-
microbreweries,
yeah,
like
I know what you're talking
there
about.
there's like this unspoken brotherhood. They're like, oh hey, you like our stuff? You ought to check out this other place because like a rising tide only lifts all boats.
Reuben, we do that.
Yeah, I think it's
We
already
do
like
that. And I would like to see others do that.
Absolutely.
Too. I never get anybody coming into my store. And guys, listen to this. I never get anybody coming into my store going, hey, Mile Long Records, or what's the guy up in Elgin?
I don't know the name of the store.
I never hear them going, well, we were told to come down to Kiss the Sky. I never hear that.
You're right.
But we were always telling other people to go to these other stores.
Right. I mean, like, it's...
That's the way it should be.
I feel
Absolutely.
like that's happening more, too, with the kind of...
Closer to your mouth.
I'm sorry, the
Matt.
death of the chain music store, the Sam Goody's, the Best Buy doesn't sell music anymore. You know,
Well, they do, but they're just burning out their inventory at this point.
and then they're done. So it's just like with all that kind of stuff and Borders going under and all that, like
dude, Borders has been gone for like 15 years.
No, but I'm
dude.
just saying, as all this stuff has been
at
phased
least
out,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
but as all that's kind of phased out, I mean, I think that's all that's left is the record stores to kind of. He's doing the I've had too many splashes of whiskey dance.
But how crazy is it that Best Buy,
I
who was
got sunshine.
our greatest competitor at that point,
Just think of all the
It was
big
Borders,
boxes.
it was
that,
Barnes and Noble, it was Target, it was
yeah, just think of all those that we've
guys.
outlasted
oh
as
yeah,
far as the music.
but even still,
22
like,
and a half years we've been here.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, because I remember people being like, "Oh, $15, you can get it at Best Buy for $9." I'm like, all right, go to Best Buy, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
You know, if you want real music, come here. If you want a deal, go there.
I'm sorry that we had to be priced at what we had to be priced.
You were an
at
independent store.
to survive.
Yeah,
That's the way it was.
right.
That's the way it is.
That and Mike didn't give a
And
shit.
where are those guys today?
Yeah,
Right.
Especially
Where are they?
because of that.
Yeah. No, I remember, like, you know, an out of print CD in the used section being $19, and people are like, "Why is this $19? It's out of print,
Because
motherfucker."
it's out of
That
print.
would be the Traveling Wilburys CD.
Yeah, that Traveling Bilberries was.
Which we sold a shitload in 1999. We did.
Oh, when they
But you know
released
what,
it.
You know, people don't
Oh, at
understand-
1999,
people don't
yeah.
understand market value,
Yeah.
supply, demand, market value. They don't get it.
And how many of those Wilburys
And
are
you know
dead
why?
now?
You know, Best Buy, they can buy 1,000 of those Limp Bizkit CDs. We can only buy 120. 250.
and they still have 120. So if
It
you
was
guys
still
really
120.
love
Do the
Limp
math on
Bizkit, if you need a Limp Bizkit CD, if you need Chocolate Starfish, call Michael.
You can go to kisstheskybiscuit.com. We'll be putting them up.
That's the
I
new
think
Twitter
we're
address.
Changing the name of our store to Kiss the Biscuit.
Goodbye.
Oh, guys. Oh, man. But
Well,
no. This
It's
has been a hell of a fun,
lovely,
man.
lovely evening.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is
it's been great.
man.
No,
Thank
guys.
you for the
no.
opportunity
And,
to
dude, seriously.
let our hair down. And,
No.
and
I have 5 left. Thank you, Steve.
let
Did
it
you have
all hang out.
No, absolutely. No, he doesn't have a Trump haircut. Let's come on.
Floating there, floating.
He's fine. Everything is good. We're good.
So we'll get together. Let's see, 22 years from now. What is? I can't
Well, we
do
haven't
that.
had a real Kiss the Sky reunion.
You know,
in
that
quite
would be-
Well,
since
It's
my
going to
house.
happen.
Steve,
Let me
I
tell
think
you,
you-
we're planning a
Steve,
Kiss
you
the
should
Sky reunion.
you should let people know where we are now.
We
We're
did at
at
the beginning of the
180.
podcast. God damn, Mike, pay the fuck attention. Catch up to the present. But again,
Did we do that already?
Yes, we did. But do it again.
We did.
Yes.
In all seriousness, here's where we are, folks. We're contemplating yet another move. That's right.
Now Steve will tell you about his
It's-
sweaty
you-
balls.
Ask for
you-
volunteers.
Are you listening out there in La La Land? Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
But no, just thank you guys. Really, truly. It really means
Thank
a lot
you,
to me that you
Ruben.
guys came
Ruben,
up.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
It's
Looking
always a lot
back
of
on
fun.
all
You know
those
what,
years
guys?
and-
All 10 of you, all 10,000 of you that are listening to the show, Ruben is the man.
No, I'm just
He's
a
the
man.
guy. Yeah, right. We're all just a man. But you're the guy, Ruben.
Matt's worried about it. We're getting into an existential
For that
crisis.
one guy in Japan who's listening, you can get Limp Bizkit for 5 yen. Deluxe edition.
With the bonus CD.
Fucking Lux.
I think we lost everybody probably about a half hour ago or an hour ago. Who was the first customer, the first employee we ever had? Eric Lutz.
Eric Lutz.
Eric Lutz.
And we only hired him because he had a great Hoover vacuum.
Eric, where are you, man? Come on. God damn. Where are you?
Eric Lutz died 5 years ago. I have no idea. I'm just projecting.
Oh. Ruben, this has been great.
Dude, honestly, you know
Thank
what?
you.
You guys
Thank
should...
you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, look, I'm...
Sounds like a Marx Brothers skit.
Right? Somebody's getting their balls washed here, and it's not me.
It's our honor. We feel very...
No. Honestly,
honored to be here.
it's a mutual agreement here. You know, it's a mutual
If this
feeling.
doesn't jack up your ratings,
Nothing will.
Right. But you know what, you guys? And I say this to a lot of people, you guys should start your own podcast. Because through the years of the stories that you could tell, through the concerts, goddamn, I'm that drunk guy that gets the hiccups.
Ruben, I think we need you to kind of orchestrate that whole
Dude,
thing.
I can help you
If you want
out.
to do that, we're up for doing that.
Dude, I can help you out
we
with
can
that.
do the Kiss the Sky Hour.
You
or
has
whatever
all
you want to
you
call it.
have all the equipment at the store
Yeah.
the store right now. Like it takes however long it takes to record.
People out there listening, if you want to hear us pontificate for eons, forever, and with Ruben leading the charge, let us know.
Yeah, we'll
Tell
get
us,
it set up,
and we'll do it. We'll do it for sure.
Because you could do it because you
We're
and I.
happy to do this.
What most
but if you
folks-
want to listen, only if you want to listen.
What most folks don't know is that Steve and I actually tried to start a podcast back in Geneva.
Oh, it was your idea.
It was
Yeah.
my idea,
Yeah.
and like
really?
You were way ahead of your time.
Really?
yeah,
Way
And it-
ahead of your
And
time.
it was, I think, it was like 2 or 3 years later that I finally started the Pop Goulash podcast.
You had a good idea.
You know, every now and again, once every 10, 15 years.
I could have bought McDonald's stock.
Well, no, I think you're on the leading edge of things.
McDonald's.
Yeah, I try.
I think you are.
But like you guys could do a podcast where you could, do a weekly podcast, update what the newest releases could be, what's trending hot in the store,
Yeah.
the new
For sure.
live performances that are going to happen within the next week or so.
Yep. All that.
Absolutely, and it takes
We're happy to do that.
Should do it like that and do format style and then open forum.
Yeah,
where you can just BS
half hour
about it.
first
Yeah,
of
have a thing that you want to cover all the time.
Absolutely.
And then leave it open.
Yeah,
to-
you could have whoever's performing in their show or performing at the show performing at the show. How many kind of times can I say?
Well,
performing at the store that weekend.
I'm going to say the venue, the new place,
Yeah.
is probably a great opportunity to do
Absolutely. You could have Noah Gabriel come in and talk about his new release. You could have
You got
Greg
it.
Borner when he comes back
You
to
got it.
town. You could have
Right.
any of those artists
that. Right.
that are
Paul McCartney, who's going to open up. Yeah.
right.
You could have that.
That's not happening.
Well, maybe.
You don't have that kind of cash.
Yeah, we have that kind of dream.
You're right.
I don't know if Paul has that kind of cash anymore.
No, Paul has that cash. Trust me. Paul has the
a
cash.
lot of cash.
Paul has more money than the British Empire.
The point is, you have the dream.
But yeah, and you and Mike could sit down for 30 minutes and pop out a podcast in the middle of a fucking Wednesday when there's shit else to do.
I'm kind of busy, Ruben.
You have busy doing dick all. Playing smack pud in the fucking toilet.
Go to the fucking toilet. What's that mean?
He knows what it means. I found the light switch.
All right, folks.
Ruben, I reiterate, I'm kind of busy.
Dude, I dropped a deuce there
signing off
a couple
here.
weeks ago. Found that fucking switch. Anyway, so drink bitch.
We're signing off.
We're signing
Signing
off.
Signing
off here, folks.
Another whiskey.
So anyway, but yeah, you guys
Thank
should
you,
definitely
Ruben,
do a
for
Kiss the Sky cast.
Lovely.
No.
time.
Thank you for coming all the way up here because I know you guys worked. Mike, you were on the couch with your hand in your pants.
Ruben,
man, I don't know what you do anymore.
We have work.
I'm
we
kind of
may
busy.
not be there tomorrow, but
I'm really busy. I don't like
You'll be
shit.
at
I don't
work.
go outside.
Oh shit!
I want to say I am very proud to have known you, Ruben.
Oh, I'm proud to have known you
And
guys.
thank you
too.
for
Well, no,
having us and
Anytime.
for being our
for sure.
You were a pivotal cog in the
yes,
Kiss the
you
Sky
were.
machine. You really were.
Right. Well,
The first 5 years were the pivotal part of our evolution. And you were there. You led us there.
I wouldn't say that I led you, but I was definitely part of the team that got there.
You were a very integral part of the team. Thank you.
You and that black girl that used to come in and go through the discs.
No, that was way after my time, dude.
And Matt,
Oh, I don't remember
Matt,
who that is.
thank you for being my son. And thank you for being...
There wasn't much of a choice there, now was there?
And thank you for
thank you for
crying
being my
for
man.
either. And dude, and thank you so much for crying for whether it was Machina or for
it was
Adore.
No, it wasn't. It was,
Turning
come
us
on, I
on
was
to the
younger than that.
Smash.
It was the Lost Highway
Pumpkins.
soundtrack, is what it was.
Was it the Lost Highway
It
soundtrack?
was the Lost Highway soundtrack.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
Yeah,
the
but it had a
Pumpkins
Pumpkin
had
song on it.
they had
Yeah.
I was on that.
Yeah, I remember
soundtrack.
that. Ruben sold it. It was my CD there.
You know why I sold it? Because
He did. He sold my CD.
it was a promo, and you know why I sold it? Because your
It
dad
a
was like,
promo.
"Fucking
was
sell it."
It was a priced one, I thought. It was a
No,
used one.
it was a
I gonna
promo.
buy
It was behind the counter.
Get double the price, Ruben.
Well,
Right?
I'm still waiting for a copy of that, Ruben.
You can have my fucking copy, okay?
If you can find it.
Stop being a
have
bitch.
copy. You
I do have a
bought
copy.
that
I
you
did not
wanted.
buy his
That's
copy.
what it was. That's what it was.
No, I had a copy from Musicland. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Land?
really?
Yeah.
Musicland.
Oh yeah.
Where are they now?
Yeah, they're.
But thank you, Ruben, for never, letting me live.
I will
I
never
appreciate it.
see, and it's funny because like I was waiting for Kyle to be here. I was truly waiting for Kyle to show up.
Is anybody listening? Or
Maybe
This is recorded, not live.
what are we doing?
no. I was waiting for Kyle to show up. I was waiting for Kyle to show up tonight because like before you guys got here, I was straightening
Where
up.
are you, Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle is Steve's youngest son, and I was cleaning up throughout the house down here in the basement just to make sure that everything was. I've been fighting this
You know
basement
what?
for years.
It looks very cool down here now.
Well, Steve
nice.
came here at the very beginning
It's nice.
before I got married. So before I got married, yeah, Kirsten owned the house before I moved in. Kirsten bought the house in December, and I moved in after we got married.
I was here before that.
Yeah, we had the bachelor party right down in the other room over here. And that was, I threw up that night a lot.
Why wasn't I there?
Maybe I did too, and I didn't tell you.
Why was?
You know why? Do you see this bottle of Johnny Walker Red?
Is that from that night?
This is from that night.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God. This,
Why wasn't I invited to that?
Oh, you were
you were
invited.
invited.
Yes, you were invited.
but you don't go anywhere, fuckface. And you were like 14.
Hey, Ruben was afraid we were going to ice his tires.
No.
What did he do?
I know.
I said he was afraid we were going to ice his tires in again. Like,
Oh,
That's right. You did.
right.
That ties in exactly.
Ruben also threw up.
Yes. That ties into where I was going.
see
So,
a pattern there of you throwing up.
well, it is what it is. So I was cleaning up. Grayson grabbed a bucket of toys because we stashed away some of their toys down here, and I was going to have that bucket of toys sitting right here, and I was going to tell Kyle that if you need to spew, here you go.
There you go.
Because 20 years ago, I was spending New Year's Eve at the Warrenfels
I
establishment,
remember that. I was there.
and I threw up into a laundry basket of Kyle's
Nice.
toys.
Nice.
And I keep telling Kyle every time I see him, I'm like, dude, anytime you want to come over and get drunk and throw up into my kids' toys, totally, reasonable,
That's awesome.
right? So I was hoping that he
That
was
word.
actually going to make
Stop
it.
using that fucking
I
word.
hate that word.
You hate
yeah.
it.
So,
Stop it.
It is.
all right.
awesome.
So before Steve says awesome once again, and I keep hiccuping like a fucking cartoon drunk. At least I'm not belching like Barney. Hey, man! Hey, Homer! Hey!
Ruben, would you like a flaming mo?
Oh God. So for Pop Goulash this week, I'm Ruben.
I'm Steve. I'm Steve.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
Be kind to one another.
Thank you.
Peace out.